97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
All right, what up? Good morning, everybody. Welcome, Marks and Salciunas on 97.5 The Fanatic. John Marks, Andrew Salciunas, Sean Robin, the Worm, producing today. We have Sam, we have Austin. It's a full crew. What's up, Andrew?
It's a collective crew. What's going on, man? Phil's won again yesterday. That makes me happy.
I'm in this short Sean Brace chair. Was Ricky not in yesterday? Because yesterday I was in the higher chair. So I'm still not, because you like to sit high up.
Yes, I do.
When Sean, if you look at the reels we put on Instagram, Sean almost looks like he's like bending down, like, you know what?
Yeah.
Like an old man. He's like, eh.
Now this chair is definitely taller, and I have been made fun of sitting in this chair before. By where else do you think I'd be made fun of? Social media. Somebody posted a video like a year ago of me sitting in this chair, and I have it really high up, so
It is really
so
high
my
up.
feet are dangling. And so somebody thought I was like 5'2". Like, oh, this guy can talk sports talk? He's only 5 feet tall. Like,
All right,
what do you want me
listen,
to do?
I'm short and I can talk sports.
What do you want me to do, man? This chair's tall. What do you got?
Why? But how could they see that from the chair? They're not showing your feet.
Somebody took a video like this,
Oh.
and my feet were dangling.
No, Andrew's
Of average
yeah,
height.
he's average height. I'm below average height. What do you think average height is?
For men, 5'10" is my guess.
So that's what I said, but it's actually 5'9", depending on where you look.
Okay.
So I'm listed average height or above average height. So I don't know how much I've shrunk, probably shrunk even a little bit over the years too. But yeah, I mean, listen, I don't like the low chair because the video that you watch on YouTube, it's like shooting down on you.
Yeah.
I actually like it. You look better when it's higher up in the camera shot, which is because typically when I would come in at 10 o'clock, I sit in your seat and you have the high chair. So I'm like, oh, this is what I want. So I just came into the low. Does Ricky sit in the low chair?
Well, Ricky wasn't here yesterday.
That's why. So that's the Sean low chair.
Yeah, Ricky was at the NBC Sports Philadelphia studios yesterday.
All right, it makes sense. It makes sense. Now, Sean Rodman, he actually needs a high chair.
Yes, I do.
Good morning, Rodman.
Good morning. I purposely put this setting to the highest one so I could see over the board here.
What you don't see is the yellow pages that he's sitting on top of, too.
Do you know what yellow pages are?
I do know what yellow pages
All right,
are.
good.
They
I'm proud
did.
of you.
I still remember them when I was in elementary school.
They have them still.
Do they?
Yeah, I don't think it's as thick. Wait,
You got to pre-order that, right? Because the
No.
yellow pages used to be delivered to your house.
no, they get delivered.
Still?
Yeah.
I have not
Well,
seen
it's
it.
the-
I've been living at my house for 5 years, 4 years. I haven't seen a yellow
It's
page.
not the old one. I think it's the more local one. I don't know. I have one.
Dude, I have not seen a yellow.
I think I actually have it at the desk. I think I brought it in.
No way.
Yeah, I'll check during the next break. I think I brought it in because it's like, wow, who the hell's looking in the yellow pages?
Yes, they
for
are
stuff?
still a thing. This according to Google AI, which is accurate. But they are at a fraction
Always
of what
accurate.
they used to be. While print deliveries dropped by over 85% and most people now use online search tools, millions of physical books are still being printed annually.
Yeah, the white pages used to have to. The white pages were just like people. So like my parents would have their landline and their
Yeah.
address in the white pages, and you had to be unlisted if you didn't want to be in the public white pages. You have to be like, hey, no, we're unlisted. But yeah, so like you could. It's kind of like Google right now. If you Google somebody's name, for the most part, you can figure out where they live.
Oh,
and
it's
how old they
absolutely
are.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not cool
Yeah,
at all, man.
don't do that with us. I'm just I'm just saying.
Dump that.
Well, you know what happens? My wife will be like, "Can you go pick up whatever daughter at this person's house?" And if I don't know their actual address, I just Google the name and then boom, it comes right up.
Yeah,
And I
it's
get
which
it.
is terrifying, but you
a
know,
little bit.
it is what it is.
A little bit. I
nowadays.
forgot my lunch box today. I had it all geared up. I had everything in it. I had a ham and cheese sandwich. I had a protein bar. I had an energy drink. I had a protein shake.
Don't worry, Daddy's here.
Well, I have things in the fridge
Let's see
too.
here. I have a protein bar. I have some bubble gum.
Well, unless you have a ham and cheese sandwich, you can't.
I have peanut M&Ms.
No, I don't want any of that.
And
That's how you got fat.
I have this squished up Three Musketeers bar.
That's been in there for a while.
I don't know how long this has been in there.
Yeah, I walked out this morning
know.
and I get to the studio and I'm like, oh, I left the bag. So it's just sitting in my kitchen, waiting for you. But other than that, ready to go. Like you had said, Big Phil's win.
Yeah, it's
Last
nice.
time. Put one in the win column for your fighting Phil.
Hey, 4 straight, Johnny. That's a winning streak, man.
It is 10 games over 500. I don't think people are going to want to be back later on in the show because I have put out a Phillies positivity pledge.
That's good.
Because everybody knows me as positive, John, never negative. Always glass half full, not half empty. That's what I'm known for. So I'm going to attempt to be as positive on the Phillies as I possibly can.
Hey, they got a full game lead over the Padres now for that second wild card spot, 2 games up of the Arizona Diamondbacks. And there are teams, like, let's be honest. I know that the Phillies are driving us nuts. Like, I've been living through it just like everybody else has been. But the Phillies are better than the Diamondbacks.
Get it. Let's just get in the playoffs and then see what happens.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how they're going to be playing. The starting pitching's been great. How about Chris Sanchez? 16 games, won a 16th game last night. He's got an outside shot of getting 20.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I was saying it to you yesterday. If they play the Dodgers in the wild card round, honestly, that's when I'd want to face them because I have
series.
Christopher Sanchez, and I could be up 1-0 in the series, just like they could have been last year if it wasn't for one bad throw and one bad call and this and that. They'd be up 1-0 in that series. So let's say Christopher Sanchez steals game 1 against the Dodgers. Well, then game 2, you have Zach Wheeler. I like my chances.
And Luzardo.
And Luzardo game 3 if it takes it.
Yeah, I mean, but depending on how it lines up, you may not have the luxury of lining up your rotation, but you got to like your chances. Luzardo's been better than Sanchez or Wheeler for the last 10 games. He's been killing it. But they get the win last night, 10 games over 500, 4 straight wins, 29 runs, and 45 hits over their last 4.
That's what I love the most. They scored 6 runs yesterday. You know how many via the long ball? 0.
Yeah, that's important.
And this Phillies team, last week or 2 weeks ago, one of the last weeks with Connor, I asked him, give me the memorable offensive moments for the Phillies over the last couple of years. And we went through it. Bedlam at the bank, Rhys Hoskins bat spike.
A long time ago.
But it's all home runs.
Yeah.
All of the memorable moments for the Phillies on offense. Pitching, they have plenty of them. But on offense, it's been home runs. They haven't really had many of those games where they scrap together runs, driving in RBI singles. That's okay. It's still okay to hit an RBI single. They're doing that right now.
Yeah, they are. All right. And I heard Ricky, I watched postgame last night. Ricky had said the Phillies are taking care of the teams that they should be taking care of. And he's right.
Yeah.
If the Phillies just beat up on the teams that are inferior, then they're easily going to make the playoffs. And let's face it, if you can't beat the Marlins, and the Marlins have talent, it's a decent young team, but the Phillies payroll has been top 5 for the last 5 years. If you can't beat these teams that don't spend money, I don't know what to tell you. And Dave Dombrowski, for all the good moves he's made and some bad moves he's made, he's set up to make the playoffs every year in large part because look at their payroll.
Yeah. Look at their payroll and look at their pitching.
I mean,
that they just bought except for Christopher Sanchez.
But also, Luzardo was a trade.
Yep.
And that was a good trade. That was a great trade by Dombrowski. And then they decided, okay, we're going to sign him long-term because Ranger Suarez was asking for more money than we're willing to give him. And I love Ranger, and he's done pretty well up in Boston. But Luzardo has the stuff. Sanchez is a great Ranger's a great pitcher. Luzardo has great stuff.
Yeah.
And he's going to get you the 11, 12 strikeouts in a game. He's going to give you the high-end start that Ranger made too. It's a shame they couldn't keep Ranger Suarez. But, yeah, if they don't make the playoffs, which they're going to, positively pledge, which they're going to, then it's just a matter of getting in and seeing what happens.
You know that that win last night improved their record against teams with a plus 500 record to 24-30. There's 6 games under 500 against teams with winning records this year.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, that's not. No, it's not good at all. But
24-30.
Yeah, 6 games under 500 against teams with winning records this year. And the Marlins are 2 games over 500 now, so it's not like they beat the Dodgers
they're
yesterday.
Not the Brewers.
They beat the Marlins yesterday. Their record's not good against winning teams.
No, well, they just got in the positive side of the run differential.
Yes, they're at plus 10 now, man. We're at double digits, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen, it's all downhill from here. So today we're going to have Tim McManus on at 8:40.
Love it.
And it's going to be a weekly Tuesdays with Tim. Mm-hmm. Tim Tuesdays, however we want to phonetically or the alliteration with the 2 T's, you want to do it. But there's a lot to talk about with the Eagles. They're heading up they're shipping up to Boston.
Yep.
Foxborough next 2 days, well, Wednesday and Thursday, they're going to have the joint practice. And I know a lot of us talked about, oh, the Eagles are going to go back up and A.J. Brown, and, oh, this is going to be unbelievable, and it's going to be a media frenzy. I'm not telling you it's going to be a nothing burger because it's a big deal even without A.J. Brown. I just sense the fatigue from the fans and even the players that there's nobody taking any bait because nobody hates A.J. Brown as a player. And also, the fans are just so fatigued with the whole A.J. thing. I don't know. Like, fans pissed at A.J., and there's going to be vitriol that comes out in the next 2 days, and there's going to be a fight up at practice. Is Quinyon going to be trailing him?
It might not be fights with A.J. Brown. It might just be fights, period, because this is your first chance of really, like, seeing opposing players because none of the starters played the other day. So there might be something. But, look, I'm still going to be keeping track of A.J. Brown. I know I'm different. There are a lot of people in this city that once you leave, once you're not an Eagle or a Philly or a Flyer or a Sixer, I couldn't care less about you. I'm a guy that will continue to watch. I will keep track of A.J. Brown. I will see, is he the 1,000-yard receiver that we lost? I will see, is he a 1,500-yard receiver with a better throwing quarterback? I say that in air quotes for people not watching on YouTube because there's clearly a reason why A.J. Brown's not here. And it's not any of his teammates, as you know, because they all love him.
Oh, man.
It's not a Nick Sirianni thing, I don't think. I don't think it's a Howie Roseman thing. It's between him and the quarterback. And I don't know if it's personal. I don't know if it's style of play. We haven't really gotten the true story. We haven't gotten the anonymous sources story just yet. But it's something to do with the quarterback. And so that's why I will continue to watch what A.J. Brown does, even with the New England Patriots.
But I don't think you're in the minority. Isn't everybody watching what he's doing?
I don't think so.
No?
No, I get told that I care too much about people that have left.
All right. I mean, I'm trying to think of another example. Like, give me another example
Ben
of a
Simmons,
player.
Carson Wentz. I watched as many games as I could until they.
But didn't everybody do that?
I don't know.
We were overly obsessed with Carson Wentz. I found it annoying when he signed with Washington. I was like, oh Jesus! Like, no, I just want him to go away at this point. No, now we can't. Now we have to pay attention to it. Robin, are you interested in what A.J. Brown does in New England this year?
I'm definitely a little bit interested. I'm not to the point of Andrew. Like, I'm going to keep tabs on it, but I'm not going to be locked in every single week on him.
No, I'm going to literally do the A.J. I will Google A.J. Brown every Sunday night. If I know that the Patriots play on a Sunday, I will be Googling A.J. Brown.
All right. I mean, you putting lipstick on, too, when you're watching the games? What's going on?
And then I'm going to have the list like the guy from Billy Madison.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know. Like, with fantasy football and stuff, I think it's hard to ignore what these guys are doing. No, I'm very interested in what A.J. Brown does this year. And not that it changes anything that I think, right? If he gets 1,200 yards, I think A.J. Brown's still a very good player.
Yeah, me too.
I expect him to have a lot of success. I'm not going to say, oh, they should have never traded him. What are they doing? No, he didn't want to be here, and he was becoming a problem. Addition by subtraction. It was time to move on from him. And they have to replace him. And we'll talk to Tim coming up at 8:40 about the whole wide receiver situation. But so I'm trying to think of some examples of guys that moved on.
Well, while you think, right away, 3 straight comments on our YouTube chat. Shout out to our YouTube family this morning. MBD, there's no more feelings to feel. Chapter is closed. Greg, F. A.J. Brown, later Gator, and Mopar, book closed. They're not going to pay attention to him. That's 3 straight people in a matter of a minute.
They're proving they are by even commenting. It's the person that comments on social media that says, "Oh, who cares about this?" Well, you do, dumbass. If you're gonna tweet reply somebody to do it, I mean, like,
I did ask a question. In fairness,
but to say the book's closed, yeah, the book's closed. But like, the book's closed for me too. It doesn't mean I'm not interested in how he does up in New England. Of course, I'm interested. Why would if I'm an NFL fan, I'm interested in what he's doing up there. But nevertheless, I'll be paying attention to what happens up at training camp for the Patriots the next.
Look, I don't think there's going to be some all-out brawl this week, but I do think there's going to be a lot of talk. And you never know. One guy might say something too far. Like, if I'm Jalen Hurts, not that he would do it. I don't know. Jalen Hurts can make a comment every once in a while. Like, remember when he sat down after the Steelers game? So is that what you all wanted to see? You know he thinks things out before he says them. If A.J. Brown, or if, let's say, he completes a pass to Dontavian Wicks in joint practice, and he just goes up to him and says, hey, way to complete your route. Like, that's a line that he can bring to the table. Because remember that A.J. Brown, was he not finishing his routes that we were talking about all last season? There could be smack talk that goes down this week.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Jalen doesn't say anything. You talked about it yesterday. That it's unbelievable. He's like a robot. How he doesn't have emotion, and it doesn't all the noise that's surrounding him. And by the way, it's more than just by us, the hoagie mouth Eagles fan that is obsessed with Jalen Hurts. Nationally, people can't stop. We had another one, Mike Sando, on Ross Tucker's podcast, is talking about Jalen Hurts and almost like forgetting that he's a Super Bowl MVP and 2-time Super Bowl quarterback. With A.J. Brown, I just like Here's what I found out about A.J. Brown, and it rubbed me a little bit the wrong way on the way out the door. And I had A.J. Brown fatigue at that point. But everything he did was completely calculated.
Oh, yeah.
For the entire process. From when the season was going on, he knew exactly where he wanted to go. After the season was over, he knew exactly where he wanted to go. It was as calculated as anything that you'll see. Jalen Hurts is pretty calculated, too, with that kind of stuff. He ain't ever going to give you any kind of smack talk. And by John Kincaid, I was told there's pieces that are coming out. There's reporters that are going to come out. A.J. Brown's a bad teammate. A.J. Brown this, A.J. Brown that. There isn't one freaking story that's come out. We're in the middle of training camp. There's not a story that's coming out. There was a story that was going to come out about A.J. Brown, the negativity or anything like that. Now is the perfect time to drop it. I don't sense anything's coming out. His teammates loved him.
Yeah, I mean, look, like Jordan Mailata called it a chaos or whatever, the A.J. Brown chaos that was going on. I mean, I would imagine it weighed on some guys. I mean, you know it. Any place of business here at the Fanatic, if there's somebody that's always moping around, always complaining, always wanting to leave, always upset with this, always upset with that, it weighs on you. And I could imagine that it weighed on some of the Eagles players last year because there's no way, you just mentioned how A.J. Brown's very calculated. There's no way he wasn't acting a certain type of way around some of his teammates, even if it was off to the side.
Right, but I mean, doesn't it seem like they understood it?
Yeah. Kind of.
Yeah.
That's why you have Jay Glazer putting out a random tweet yesterday after going to Eagles camp, after going to Eagles practice. Wow, some of the people that were very critical of him are now speaking highly of him.
Everybody's raving about Jalen Hurts this year.
I love the midsummer tweet from the reporter that is clearly sent by Howie Roseman and the Philadelphia Eagles.
All right, well, the YouTube chat's already underway. Do these people, are they just on YouTube all the time watching us?
Yeah, they join the show every morning, and I know a lot of them continue on with Middays.
I know. It's why when you say the names, I know them.
You know these names, yeah. It's our family, man. It's our fellow sickos that wake up at the crack of dawn to talk about Philadelphia sports that make us so happy.
All right. So, I mean, there's many ways to get a hold of us. Andrew monitors the YouTube chat. I do not.
Yeah, I'm the steel wall. When they say mean things about Sean and John, they never say mean things about Austin because Austin's the best. But when they say mean things about us, I'm the guy that takes that for you. All right?
Yeah. Well,
I'm the guy that takes the pain.
Whatever. I appreciate that, but listen, people can say whatever they want. 610-632-0975. I prefer if they say it on the phone lines. Or the Davis Honda text line.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Or the Davis Honda text line with the voice memo feature, which we like. 610-632-0975. As we'll get into it, John Kruk doesn't understand the hate for one Philly, despite most fans are ready for him to leave. He said it last night on the broadcast, and right on cue.
It was perfect.
John Kruk talking about Alec Boehm. We'll get into that coming up next. A lot to get into. Our buddy Bob Cooney's coming up at 8:05. Tim McManus at 8:40. A lot of fun to talk about. It is Marks and Salciunas on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Phils make it 4 in a row. I'm Sean Rodman. The Phillies win behind Christopher Sanchez, who had a good outing. He did allow 11 base runners, but only allowed 1 run last night. Don Mattingly was asked post-game if there's any concern in this dip in velocity, and Sanchez allowing base runners in the last few starts.
Anytime a guy gets on base or gets to second, you're always in some sort of danger, but that's going to happen. No, so I mean, not worrying about later. I'm worrying about now.
Not too worried at the moment, it sounds like, for Mattingly. Phils are back in action tonight. Zach Wheeler's scheduled to start for the Phils, and Cade Gibson for the Marlins. First pitch is at 6:40. Good news for the Birds. Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean were full participants at practice yesterday, and Devontae Smith was back in a limited fashion as well. The Eagles have a walkthrough today before the team heads up to New England for joint practices tomorrow and Thursday. I'm Sean Rodman on the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
chose the right place to get your morning Phillies sports fix. Now more Marks and Salciunas on 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
This hour is brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. Bradford White is here for the pro.
All right, yeah, we're back. Marks and Salciunas, 97.5 FM. Go to the phones. Coming up in a second. We do, is the Twitter poll active and live? You know, I love Twitter polls. It's one of my favorite things to do in radio.
Well, especially when they're sponsored by Dr. Avedon Appel.
Well, that's what I like about it. I do. Because the Twitter poll's always up.
Damn right.
Iron Mountain Men's Health. For full, sometimes the Twitter poll's up for more than 4 hours. Depending. I saw yesterday I saw the ending result for the Twitter poll yesterday, and it wasn't up the entire day. I believe it was just for 4 hours.
Okay.
But Dr. Avedon Appel and Iron Mountain Men's Health, it could be up for 24 hours, possibly.
Yes, it can. Today's poll today, how will you keep track of A.J. Brown this season? Right now, our answers are watch Patriots games, check A.J. Brown's box score, and I won't check. And that is in descending order. I won't check right now. In first place at 50%, check A.J. Brown's box score at 40%.
But why would you not check?
They might be lying, but I told you.
So, but the idea that nobody cares what A.J. Brown's going to do this year is, I don't know. Of course I'm paying attention to what A.J. Brown's doing. I mean, I'm not going to take it to the extreme level of Andrew, who's going to be a peeping Tom.
Hell yeah, man.
On A.J. Brown. A.J.'s going to be getting dressed, and Andrew's going to have the binoculars up in the tree.
I'm going to be doing my own spy
Like
game.
Marty McFly's dad. Yeah, your own spy game. Yeah, stay away from A.J. Brown. You're going to get restrained.
Look, I'm fascinated still to see how he plays out because I don't think he stinks, but I do think he, I think he stopped trying a couple of times last year. Like I do feel that way. There were way too many plays where he just stopped running.
He was going through the motions.
Yes, it was bad.
Normally when
He
when wide receivers aren't happy, they get mad. He was indifferent.
Yeah.
He would just walk off the field like, whatever, I know I'm not coming back next year. I'm out.
Dude, Nick Sirianni's chanting when they're walking off the field against the Bills, like, I love this bleeping game. And A.J. Brown's staring at him like,
mad.
Shut the hell up, dude.
The playoff game was the last thing I needed to see.
Yeah.
And it was a great 4-year run. Sometimes it's just like it was the perfect time for them to go. They got a first-round draft pick for him. So let's not act like that it's like, oh, well, no. Like, they got a first-round draft pick for him. They gave up a first and a third. Was it a third that they gave up? And I think they got something else back. They got 4 years of elite to above average production. He got 1,000 yards all 4 years. And then they traded him for nearly the same return or more that they traded him for 4 years ago.
First and third, 18th overall pick where the Titans got that Traylon Burks who doesn't
was a
play.
bust, right.
And then the third round pick, which was 101 overall. And then they gave him the extension.
Right.
After.
So like you look at it, it's a great trade, and then you trade him, and you're able to get near value in return.
He went to 2 Super Bowls and won a Super Bowl,
and he was a big part of that. And by the way, the knee is also an issue. It's not going to get better, and he manages it well, and he takes care of himself and all that stuff. But still, like he's not going to get faster and more athletic as he gets older, and he's not even that old.
No,
he's still in his 20s, so this isn't a 31-year-old player, but it's still for the Patriots, and it's a really good move by the Patriots because they needed to upgrade their talent. They have Drake May, who's an amazing young quarterback, but we see it all the time. Jaden Daniels is an example last year. Just because you come out and you set the world on fire doesn't mean that there aren't adjustments made, doesn't mean that injuries don't happen. They couldn't come back with the same talent they had last year and not run the risk of it. They had a historically bad schedule last year.
Yes, they
It
did.
was so easy. Not going to have the same schedule this year.
No, by the way, like we could talk about the historically bad schedule. They didn't get to the Super Bowl. Like they beat playoff teams. But what everybody was pointing out was they might be a wide receiver away. Their number one wide receiver was Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, but
that wasn't good.
Pretty pathetic. Like they beat C.J. Stroud
Threw 7 interceptions.
in Foxborough. They beat a Bo Nix-less Broncos team.
Right. Yeah, Stidham. Right?
Stidham was
Jarrett
playing,
Stidham.
and that was a brutal weather game, wasn't
Yeah.
it? So I still think they're a good team, but it was important to get a guy like A.J. Brown. He ups the level of everything. One of these trades that's good for both. But you say like you've never been more obsessed with A.J. Brown going to New England. I'm not there, but I'm interested in what he's doing.
Yeah, if the Eagles are not playing at the same time as the New England Patriots, I will find a way to watch a couple of drives of the New England Patriots. I will not just be checking box score.
So you're going league pass or whatever for the Patriots.
Yeah.
So Coop's going to be like, Daddy, come play with me. Shut up.
No, the Patriots are on.
I'm watching the Patriots, kid. I told you.
I'll say,
Don't bother me.
I'll play with them when they're on defense because I don't. What do I care about
Right.
Milton Williams? Like, no, I'm going
Right.
to pay attention to the offense.
All right, well, more on that coming up. So John Kruk last night, Phillies win. Really, really good win. They hung on. They got an insurance run late, and our buddy Alec Boehm got the RBI on that,
Yes,
right?
Yes, he did.
But earlier, didn't get the RBI, and John Kruk was talking about it on the broadcast. Here's how it sounded.
You know, people talk about Alec Bowman, and is Alec having a, average season as far as batting average? But, I mean, he's got 68 RBIs, and he's only 4 behind both Kyle and Bryce. I don't know. I don't mind having him up.
Well, that home run he hit against Minnesota. Oof.
Huge.
Bouncer toward third. Sanoha has it to second for 1. Over to first, and not in time. The throw by Edwards lifted.
Should have been a double
Off
play.
the first base bag.
Later on, he took care of the
He hit the
play.
double play his next at bat. And it's funny. So I don't listen to the broadcast much. It's not because I don't like them. It's just you have the kid, you got the TV on mute, you're just watching the game. Yesterday was one of those weird days where Coop was in bed early, so I was listening to the broadcast. And I'm hearing John Kruk talk, and I'm like, yeah, I get it, John. Like, I get it. The RBIs are an important factor. And then mid-sentence, he hits the chopper
Right
to
on
third
cue.
base, and I go, that is why we've seen this for 5-6 years now. That is why we say the things we say about Alec Boehm. John?
Yeah, I didn't want him traded. They weren't going to trade him at the trade deadline. He didn't have value. Like,
Right.
I knew he was going to play. I didn't necessarily like him going to first base. I didn't like the whole idea they were moving everything around so they could keep Trey Turner at shortstop. Whatever. He has July. He was really good, and then he went through a cold streak, and now he's back to being really good again. The power numbers are never going to be what people want.
Right.
He actually has had pretty decent power this year, but he's going to get around 20 home runs. He when he's bad, he's bad.
Yeah.
The body language is bad. He's not a Philly guy, if that makes sense, right? Like, he just doesn't have the personality to thrive in a city like Philadelphia. So, and he's not going to be here next year. So let's hope that he can actually perform pretty well, because they're going to need him in the playoffs. This team's so much better when their other players other than the stars are producing.
Yeah, look, best case scenario for the Phillies and for fans is that Alec Boehm realizes he's got about 40 games left to get paid. And so he's going to go 35 games left
You
to get
do
paid.
not want him to know that.
I know. You're right.
Hypnotize
You're right.
him so he thinks he signed a long-term contract.
That's a good point.
The last thing you need is him knowing, like, oh my God, this might be the difference between $8 million a year or $15 million
you're right.
a year.
You're right. Just for his parents to steal it from him.
And that's the problem. Yeah, he's broke. He needs this money, man. Let's go to Chaz in Delco. What's up, Chaz? Good morning.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, buddy. What's going on?
Well, I wanted to talk about AJ, but now we're talking about Bomer, and I think you guys should get up off Bomer. This whole team plays in waves. They go through peaks and valleys like I've never seen a team. They got a manager that doesn't seem to know when his starters are tired and leaves them in to try to stretch them, and it gets the teams within range of winning the game, which is just what happened last night. I don't believe you guys ain't saying nothing about it.
What?
Now, AJ Brown?
Yeah.
You guys forgot about the story with the massage therapist and Hassan Reddick getting kicked out of town? That all gets forgotten now?
That's if you think it's real.
Yeah, I don't. I mean,
someone just
there's
made that up, you think?
What?
And the tension between Hurts and AJ Brown wasn't real, and it couldn't possibly be that he put him in the middle of a bad situation.
So could it be? Is it possible? Yeah, sure, it's possible. Is it possible that just Jalen kind of has a certain personality and AJ has a certain personality, and they rubbed each other the wrong way?
Is it possible that a guy on social media just randomly
just
threw
yeah.
something out there and people went, "Oh, I'm not going to believe anything that Tim McManus had been saying for a year, but I'll listen to this guy."
A guy randomly, Hassan Reddick has said things about this. It's not just a guy randomly.
Hassan Reddick has not said anything about any massage therapist and AJ Brown, Chaz. And by the way, like I said, dude, is it possible that it happened? Sure. I don't know. I've asked. I now vaguely remember the story.
Yeah.
So somebody on social media put out there that there was some type of an issue that
Love
A.J. Brown
triangle.
was messing around with the massage therapist, and Hassan Reddick was there. I believe they're both married, so that's dangerous to put that out there, which is typically why I don't. But there was something with the Phillies many years ago when I was working in radio. We're probably going back to 07, 08, right around that time, where allegedly there was one Phillies player that messed around with another Phillies player's wife. Okay. And you know where it started? In the comments section of a website.
Of course.
Literally, one person put that in the comments section of a website, and then it became fact. Because then more people talked about it, and then it was a very well-known rumor that literally had no substance at all.
Yeah.
So Chaz, listen, man, I don't know, I can't run with a story that I have no idea if it's true or not.
Do you think Chaz read it on Facebook?
Correct. Oh, yeah.
Chaz read that on Facebook. Look, I'm not, again, like you saying, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I just always laughed. When that story came out, I laughed that for a year, people did not want to believe that A.J. Brown was going to be traded. And then A.J. Brown gets traded, and within 12 hours, somebody puts out a rumor on social media.
That's why they didn't like each other.
Everyone believed it. And I go, how did you ignore a year's worth of reporting? But this is the thing that you will hold on to, that this is the reason why he's gone.
Now, speaking of A.J. Brown, Nolan Smith had something to say about A.J. Brown when asked about it in practice. Also, we have some voice memos, including one that is this the season Sixers ticket winner?
Yes, the season tickets winner from yesterday.
Okay. All right.
Firing back.
Yeah, well, I want the tickets back. You need to get the tickets back. He won the tickets before LeBron. It's like the prediction market.
That's right.
Do we treat it like that? All I'm saying is that in good faith, you should give the tickets back. Because you won the tickets before LeBron came here. Now it's a different ticket. All right.
You know what it actually is? It's because he won on Kincaid and Salciunas. That's what it is.
Is that what it is?
You're saying, the winner needs to be on Marks and Salciunas.
Well, I mean, yeah, it'd be nice to have those tickets back. That's what I'm saying. Give them back. All right, coming up, we have all that and more. Don't go anywhere. Marks and Salciunas, 97.5.
I love them. I don't want to mess this one up. All right, shopping for an engagement ring can feel a whole lot like shopping for a used car, especially if you aren't totally up to date on your knowledge of jewelry. I'm talking about myself here. You don't know who to trust. There's a ton of pressure, and you're left wondering if you're actually getting what you pay for, or maybe you just fell for a really good sales pitch. Look, that happened to my wife about a car a couple of years ago. This is why more and more people are heading to Family Company Jewelers on Route 70 in Marlton, New Jersey. They're changing the way that people buy jewelry. They're making it simple, which I like. They're making it honest, which I like. And they're making it pressure-free as well. No sales commissions, no upselling, no games, just real transparent pricing. In fact, so transparent that when you walk into the store, every piece of jewelry, that includes every engagement ring, has the price clearly listed so you can browse comfortably, then ask questions when you want to, and actually enjoy the process of finding something meaningful. It also means that you're not just some sucker that walks in an hour later and you get a different price than the guy previously. They're family-owned, they're family-run, and focused on doing right by every customer who walks through the door. That's why I keep on going back to Family Company Jewelers. Engagement rings, wedding bands, first anniversary gift, first Mother's Day gift. I've sent my parents there when they were celebrating their 40th anniversary. Friends of mine have got engagement rings for Family Company Jewelers. Stop by their showroom, Route 70, Marlton, New Jersey, or you could shop online at FamilyJewelers.com. Family Company Jewelers, South Jersey's diamond destination.
and the Fanatic app.
Oh, yeah. I feel like I'm in a club working on this show. What's up with this, Robin? Is this your selection?
Not my selection.
No? You didn't ask Matt Menard to get some club music?
No, but I don't mind it.
No? This one's a little...
I feel like I'm driving with the
funky.
top down.
the top down.
You know?
Do you have... What kind of car do you drive?
Come on, man. 2013 Honda Civic.
I was going to say, you look like a Civic guy.
The top does not come down, man. It
So
might fall off soon.
Robin, what do you have, a Camry?
I have a 2011 Hyundai Sonata.
Sonata, all right. All right, so hang on a second. You're a full-time radio host,
Yes.
all right? And Connor's driving around in a convertible
In his
Mustang,
Mustang,
5.0.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Well, he used to have a real job
that
before.
also checks, doesn't it?
Oh, of course it does.
If you look at Connor Thomas, yeah, Mustang guy.
I didn't know what he had, and then Sean was telling me, and I'm like, yeah, that actually makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. He drives with his shirt off. It's got the
Does he drive with the shirt off?
he's done it. Yep. There's he's got the blinkers where it goes right to left, right to left. He's got
Is he hairless, Connor? Does he shave his chest? 'Cause I have to shave my chest. You look hairless as far as body hair.
Yeah, I'm not a big hair guy on the chest. I think Connor has some. I was on the beach with him a couple weeks ago. When
Yeah,
he
'cause I
hit
have
my
to
son in the
shave-
face with the football.
I have to. I saw that. I have to shave my before pool season and beach season. I have to shave my. Otherwise, I'm I'm like a
Is that
hairy-
annoying?
Yeah.
I've always kind of been jealous.
No, it's not 1984. Having a hairy chest isn't sexy.
I have random hairs on my right pec, but not my left pec.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't know why.
You could easily just kind of shave them. No, you have to shave it down. So in the summer, it's before, you're going to the pool a couple times a week, so you're having to shave it down. But the back is the issue, to where my daughters actually fight over who gets to shave my back
No,
with the
really?
beard trimmer. Well, yeah, because my middle girl, Lena, likes to do it because she's like meticulous. So she likes to do like zzz. But then they're like, no, I want to do it, Daddy. No, how come she gets to do it? I'm
That
like,
sounds like great family
girls,
time.
You're fighting over who gets to shave my back. This is very, very strange.
Sean, would you shave John's back on the air if we did a bit?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that gross.
It's not the end of the world.
It's not the what's the bald shaver that's advertised out there. I'm not asking
Manscaped?
Them I'm not asking them to manscape me.
I've
or
got one of
anything
those.
like that.
They work well.
They do.
Dude, they're great.
They are great.
No,
Really?
no nicks or cuts, man.
Really? So, Rodman, you shave your private area?
Yes.
Okay, well, you just brought it up. Now, is that a request from your girlfriend, or is that just something you like to do?
He's still
Or so
young.
what I like to do.
He's young. That's what it is.
He's unmarried with
I've
kids.
cared less over the
Well,
years.
I mean, but you do also have to take care of yourself, because if you want your significant other to find you attractive, or be
I'm not trying to look like a woolly mammoth. Like,
Yeah, no, see, that's where I am. It's just like I don't. Yeah, exactly. You have to take care of yourself. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Now,
even furries shave down there.
now you like Gabe Kapler? Do you do the baby oil and
No baby oil.
coconut oil.
coconut oil? Sorry,
Yeah.
that's Diddy. The baby oil. Do you like baby oil?
No.
You didn't have Diddy type parties?
Freak
in
offs?
Manioc? Yeah.
Yeah, no Diddy type
No
parties.
freak offs.
All right, let's segue to Nolan Smith talking about A.J. Brown. Here's Nolan Smith yesterday.
Man, you're talking about one of the best in the game. Like, y'all make it out to be this and that, but, iron sharpens iron. And I don't got to go up against him, so I ain't worried about it. But, hopefully, he don't catch too many balls and we do our job.
See, that's where I have fatigue on A.J. Brown. I know the media has to ask the teammates. They're not going to say anything other than that. I don't know if there's anybody that does. I'm sure there's guys on the team that are happy he's gone because he was the distraction and he was doing the social media stuff or whatever. There's a lot of people publicly have come out and said he's one of the best teammates I've ever had. I love AJ and all that. Regardless, he was loved in the locker room by the organization. I don't know about Nick Sirianni because they were yelling at each other, but Nick hasn't said anything bad. If there was any morsel of resentment or dislike for A.J. Brown, isn't it easy in today's media society to find a Tim McManus or to find one of the writers and say, hey, listen, just so you know, A.J.'s kind of a jerk.
Yeah, they all do it about Jalen during the season.
They do it about the quarterback.
How many articles came out last year, mid-season, about Jalen Hurts last year?
Well, the one article that came out after the season was negative towards Jalen. I believe Tim wrote
Yeah,
it.
it
Really
was.
wasn't even really negative towards Jalen, but it just kind of updated what was going on in the organization. But to your point, the one article that came out about Jalen was, and to me it felt like it was coming from the coaching staff.
Tulo.
Right. It was, hey, in practice, like Jalen does what we ask him to do. He makes the throws over the middle and everything else, but then the game happens, he doesn't do it.
Right.
Which actually makes sense because if he doesn't have confidence making that throw over the middle, he doesn't want to turn the ball over, so he's gun shy in making that throw. It's not something he excels at. So that's when he bites it and he rolls that it was right, and then he throws the ball out of bounds or he scrambles for like a yard. And that's it.
I do also think, and you can say shame on Jalen, or you can agree with Jalen. He probably didn't have much confidence in the coordinator last year.
No.
Like, he can – one of the great things about Sean Mannion, and we'll see. Like, I don't know anything about Sean Mannion. He might suck for all I know. But right now, in this period of training camp and OTAs and minicamp and when he first got hired, Jalen can talk to him. Like, as quarterback to quarterback, not just man to man. Whereas Jalen and Patullo – like, could you imagine? Jalen Hurts has been to 2 Super Bowls, won a Super Bowl, and then Kevin Patullo goes up to him and goes, no, we don't want it that way. We want it that way. If I'm Jalen Hurts, I'm going, screw you, dude.
Right.
Why am I listening to you?
But
just because you're a coach?
If you remember, but I think it's a valid criticism of Jalen. You think Peyton Manning or an assertive quarterback that has confidence in what he's doing walks over to the sideline in that play against the Niners and is listening to what a dope like Kevin Patullo has to say?
No.
You're walking over and you already know the play that you want before you get over there. And Patullo's like, okay. Like Nick Foles. We had who was the tight end that was it Trey Burton?
Trey Burton.
We had Trey Burton on the show. And Trey Burton talked about the Philly play. Mm-hmm. And the original play wasn't Philly. And Burton had said that Nick, talking about Nick Foles, was very vocal if he didn't like a play.
Yeah.
And it seemed like it was something where Nick would go over and be like, I don't like that play. So he came over to the sideline in that play and said, oh, how about Philly? In other words, like, I don't want to run this play. And Doug's like, yeah, sure, yeah, let's do it. And it worked. Like, if that's Jalen Hurts, they run the play that Doug Peterson called, and maybe it doesn't work.
Right. Or there's a respect from Doug Peterson back to Nick Foles because he also played quarterback.
Man.
Again, like Kevin Patullo, he couldn't have the same kind of conversations that he'll be able to have with Mannion. Kellen Moore, former quarterback. They probably were able to, whether it was butting heads or they agreed with one another, they were able to actually talk football, talk from a quarterback's perspective. What have you seen? This is what I'm seeing. This is what I could see. Whereas Patullo couldn't do any of that stuff.
No, all I'm saying to Jalen is that you're a Super Bowl MVP. Who cares what this dude's doing?
Right.
You think that's the right play to call? But, like, unfortunately, that's kind of where he was last year with the confidence. And for all the A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts talk, and like, you think A.J. Brown was happy with Kevin Patullo and the way that offense?
No, I don't
This is
think
not
so.
all Jalen Hurts.
No.
Not all Jalen Hurts. 2023, for like 2/3 of the season, he was the leading MVP candidate, and then the season went to hell. The talent's in there. He can do it. But again, the interception he threw yesterday was an interception over the middle. We'll talk to Tim about it coming up later on.
Oh, is there a video posted of it?
No video posted.
So the social media
But
coordinator.
I saw BLG.
Social media coordinator said, I'm not doing this one again.
Oh, yeah, the social media coordinator's probably not posting any more interceptions at all. In fact, I would say I'm not posting anything from these. But he got so I don't know. Like, the receiver could have ran the wrong route or didn't run the route correctly. Like, who knows? But I think everybody would agree that that's one of the deficiencies in Jalen's passing game is he doesn't like to throw the ball between the hashes.
Sure. I mean, look, this entire season is basically things that Jalen doesn't like. Pre-snap motion, right? Throws over the middle of the field.
Man, yep.
There's a lot of different things that what we've been told is that Jalen's not good at. I'm not some football expert that's breaking down film. I've been told by football people that he struggles at those things, or that reports have come out that he doesn't want to do those things. We'll find out how it goes this year.
You leave it to me to break it down.
Damn right,
That's
man.
me.
Johnny
That's what I
Tapes
do.
over here.
Yep. Yeah, I get the actual. I don't just watch YouTube. I have the actual reel-to-reel that I put up. You know, I used a reel-to-reel here. We would downstairs when we were on the third floor. I would tape the Dan Patrick show that came on a reel-to-reel. We had these huge reel-to-reels.
No way.
We would tape it, and then we would play it at 10 o'clock at night. It was the easiest way to do it. So I'd be in charge of making sure it was rolling at 9. It was actually 9 o'clock at 9 a.m. And then when it was done,
Yeah.
I would boom.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was pretty cool. It sounded great, too. It's a much better sound than its digital sound.
Oh, it's like Ace Ventura. Remember, Laces Out. They had in the weird room.
All right, coming up, Andrew uncovered this really interesting Bryce Harper stat.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Well, we'll have to figure that one out. But the Phils win. Does it feel like they're back? And I am here to pledge positivity for the Phillies, and I want to know who's going to join me. And Club Hertz also has a new enemy to discuss. All of that's coming up. It's middays. Marks and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
All right, let's talk about the prediction markets out there. Fightings are back in action today. I told you to take them yesterday. Now, can they win 5 in a row is the question. Baseball season is in full swing, and there's no better place to be on all the action than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market. Tonight, Fightings game 2 of their series against the Fish. Fightings 57% chance for them to win. So that means a $100 trade would pay out $172. So you get the $72 profit. Now, there's all kinds of things that you could make predictions on the Kalshi market, not just games, not just whether or not they win the whole thing, but what about the next manager? You can make a prediction right now that Alex Cora will be the next manager of the Fightins. It is a 40% chance probability. That means a $100 trade would pay out $235. So you're getting a profit of $135 when every report in the world is telling you that Alex Cora will be the next manager. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house, and as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. Just download the Kalshi app and use code FANATIC to get $10 when you trade $10. That's Kalshi, Kalshi. Trade on anything. You got to be 18 plus. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Kalshi products are not available in all jurisdictions. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The Phils win again. I'm Sean Rodman. This update's brought to you by Dell Technologies. Back to school starts now. Get the Dell XPS laptop powered by Series 3 Intel Core from $699. Find yours at Dell.com/deals. The Phils win behind Christopher Sanchez. Sanchez allowed 11 base runners last night, but only 1 run. Don Mattingly was asked postgame if there's any concern in the dip of velocity for Sanchez and him allowing base runners the last few starts.
Anytime a guy gets on base or gets to second, you're always in some sort of danger, but that's going to happen. No, so I mean, not worrying about later. I'm worrying about now.
Phils are back in action tonight. Zach Wheeler's scheduled to start for the Phils and Cade Gibson for the Marlins. First pitch is at 6:40. Good news for the Birds. Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean were full participants at practice yesterday, and Devontae Smith was back in a limited participant as well. The Eagles have a walkthrough today before heading up to New England for joint practices tomorrow and Thursday. This update's also brought to you by Rosenbaum Injury Law. If you've been injured, don't settle for less because winning means everything. Call Rosenbaum and Associates today for a free consultation. I'm Sean Rodman, on the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
to this one. That last one was a little not so great.
I wish I could like switch the lights up and down because I would do strobe lights in here right now.
We could
with this song.
I have the glow bracelets at home.
Nice.
I could very easily bring it in. Marks and Salciunas. My name is John Marks. He is Andrew Salciunas. We have Rodman producing updates. Austin Jones. Sam, I still don't know his last name. Sam Sneed?
Snyrus.
Sam Snyrus.
Yes.
Snyrus. Well, Sean Bray still didn't know how to pronounce your last name a couple months ago. So
that's all right.
It's never, give me some time.
It's never going to be pronounced correctly. It's all good.
I think I can finally spell your last name without wondering if it's correct.
Without looking at any of the screens that are around.
Well, I'm just saying.
500 of them.
Right. Yeah, no, I think I actually have it. No, I'm not talking about looking at it, the screen. Just before, like even in my phone, your contact is Andrew S.
Yeah.
Because I probably was trying to type your last name in, and I'm like, no, that's not right. So then I just went with S.
That's all good. So, like people have been getting it wrong forever. I had a phone call yesterday. I switched my internet, and somebody called and was like, "Hey, Mister," and I'm just like, "Salciunas, it's all good. What's up?" I know every time the hesitation happens, but it's every time.
Well, of course, it's like you know this better than anybody. It's in school.
God.
If unless they know you in third grade, what are they saying?
Andrew, and then I would just raise my hand.
Right.
I knew
it's coming.
Every time they said Andrew, I could have 10 Andrews in my class. The hesitation, I always raise my hand.
Why don't you change your last name then?
No.
Do Smith. Andrew Smith.
Too proud of it, man. It's the Lithuanian heritage. I was telling you about my people earlier this morning.
You were talking about vagina potato chips that they sell, apparently. We'll have to save that and redo the bigs. I know you did it with Anthony a couple years ago.
Yeah, we'll get Sean to try.
But why didn't you, like, professionally, did you ever consider having a stage name? Like, instead of, and I guess the answer is no, because you're proud of your name.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
everything.
look, people call me Tunis, and that's fine. Like, I'm fine with that.
You like nickname Tunis?
Like, yeah, I'm fine with it. It's just, I got the name on the screen, but like, if you wanted to call me Tunis, if Sean wanted to call me Tunis, I mean, people still do. Go for it.
No, I know, but I'm saying, like, why not, like, Sam, change your last name? Like, a lot of, like, Jim Gardner of Channel 6, his last name wasn't Gardner. It was Goldman.
Right.
So you get TV, and it's probably that era of TV person that changed their last name to something similar. Like Sean Rodman changed his name. His name's not Sean Rodman, and I can't disclose what it was before.
Thank you. Yes.
It's just because you were involved in the kink and a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, we had to change that.
Yeah, the 90s was a weird time.
Yeah, when you were like 5.
2. Not even.
What year were you born?
I was born in 98.
You're a 90s baby.
Yes.
No way.
Yep.
All right.
Sam, I bet you Sam's 2000s.
Oh, for Sam?
I would think so.
Sam's probably like 2005 or 2003.
Dude, that makes you feel old. We got 2000s people here.
Dutsy's 21.
Yeah, that's right. Jeez.
Ray's 26. So Ray's born in the 2000s. Yeah, believe me.
Dusty didn't even see the Eagles get to the Super Bowl. Like in 04. Like, think about that.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't know what the vet is.
Neither does Ray.
Oh, my God.
Well, he knows what the vet is.
Ray never went. I talked to him.
Yeah.
There was a day he was working with me, and I was like, Ray, have you ever been in the vet? He goes, no. I was shocked.
No, and you think about that, like the perspective of somebody that grew up going to Veterans Stadium and saw Phillies games and had Eagles tickets in the 700 level
yeah.
at Veterans Stadium, and then you go to a game. And believe me, I hate going to Eagles games for the most part. I hate the NFL atmosphere at stadiums, but it's something to go to an Eagles game. Imagine like at Veterans Stadium where there are no rules.
Yeah. You could literally do whatever you want. You could bring your kegs of beers in.
Security was just trying to survive the day. And as long as you policed yourselves to a certain extent in your section, like, you knew what you could get away with. If it got too violent, then the police were going to come up, and then the yellow jackets were going to come up.
Then you go to the jail cell.
Yeah, but for the most part, you could do whatever you wanted to up there.
I've never been in the vet either. Unless it was something I was real young and for whatever reason my parents brought me. But
the last Phillies game was 2003, right?
Yeah.
And
first Phillies game I remember was 04 because I remember getting the little cup that said like inaugural season at.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you don't believe me, you don't need to see Veterans Stadium. It's not easily explainable.
But it was our toilet bowl, man.
It was.
It was our toilet bowl.
And I don't miss it. Honestly, if you ask me one thing about Veterans Stadium, the thing that always comes to mind is they when they constructed stadiums in the 70s, now they look at how many people and they put the appropriate amount of bathrooms for the capacity of the stadium. At Veterans Stadium, they didn't do that. So if you had to take a leak during an Eagles game, you were going to miss a quarter of the game at least. And the reason why, like, a lot is made of people pissing in the sinks at Veterans Stadium during Eagles games. Part of that is we're animals, and part of it is people didn't want to wait and they wanted to go back and see the game. So, like, legitimately, it would take a quarter of the game to go to the bathroom. It was the worst experience ever. And then they started putting porta potties to where you at least had more toilets you could use. And if you were smart and you knew where there was a section of them, so I was able to really cut into. I would still miss half the quarter to pee. And if you're drinking like people drink at these games, forget about it. Honestly, if I would to do it all over again, I'd wear an adult diaper rather than go to the bathroom.
Or you go into the ramps like people used to do as well.
Or you pee on the ground.
Yeah.
So that was Veterans Stadium, Sean Robin. Beer, piss, and peanuts.
Sounds like a wonderful place.
It was.
It was our place.
Almost like the subway.
So the Phillies win last night. Nice win. They got the insurance run, which it ended up because Dunne gives up a run in the ninth inning.
Big.
He holds on, but it was big. Now 4 straight wins, 10 games over 500. So it feels like, Andrew, they've really reestablished themselves as, all right, there was a storm. I was a little bit worried. There was a day where I said, at this point, I'm going to start to ask, are we sure this is the playoff?
Well, that Cardinals series sucked. I mean, remember, they come out of the Arise trade, and everybody's excited, and they win 2 of 3, the first 2 of the 3 games that Arise on the team, and the lineup looked a little bit deeper, and then they just died again. And then Arise goes, he went 1 for 19 in a couple of games stretch, and when that happens, when he goes 0 for 15, 1 for 19, that deep lineup shrinks immediately when he's not getting on base. And so once he started hitting again and guys getting on base, it's just good to see that they don't need to rely on the home run ball all of a sudden.
Because that's how they lose in the postseason.
Yeah.
They stop hitting home runs. You're facing better starters. You're facing better bullpens. Phillies typically beat up on the lesser teams. The Marlins aren't a bad team. They're still over 500. But still, these are games that they should be winning. So I'm going to give them credit because they're winning games they should be winning.
Yeah.
This is how they're going to get to the playoffs. From there, it's a whole different issue. But Chris Sanchez wins game 16 last night. He's got a shot at 20.
He does, which is amazing.
32 starts last year. He's at 26 now. And if you go and you line up every 5th day, he has a possibility of getting to 33 with 7 starts. Depends what happens. They may not want to give him the last start of the season. He's been healthy. So he's got a chance, man. He does. And to win 20 games in modern-day baseball is crazy.
Yeah, the last one to do it with the Phillies was Roy Halladay, man.
I saw
2010.
Ray Dunne put it out there last night. 2010. Yeah.
And then before that, it was Steve Carlton in 1982. Think about that. It doesn't happen.
It shows you how difficult it is. And then when you combine that with you have to stay healthy for an entire season. You're only getting 32 or 33 starts. Back then, lefty they were throwing every 4 days, so they had a 4-man rotation.
And you were mentioning modern day. Not that Christopher Sanchez is a guy that they pull after 4 innings, but there are some teams. Okay, look at Paul Skeens, like early on in his career. No, he's pitched 5 innings. We're done. Like they're letting Christopher Sanchez pitch, which is great. And by the way, he needs to because the bullpen. Once you get to the 7th inning, you're kind of holding your breath. Bolin didn't have a good night yesterday, which is disappointing.
He did not. He gave up some runs, but before that, he had been fantastic.
Yeah, he's been great. Yeah.
But so you had kind of talked about this yesterday, and I hadn't thought about it like this, and you're right. The Phillies are really feeling the hate for the first time.
Yeah.
And it's not just the angry, reactionary Philadelphia fan that gets mad after losses like we do. It's the, no, I'm done with this Phillies fan. It's the, I want them to sell.
Mm-hmm.
It's the, it'd be better off if we didn't make the playoffs Phillies fan, which you really haven't seen before with this Bryce Harper run.
Yeah, and 23, 24, even 25, man. Like, they could do no wrong. Fans were fine with everything. The amount of times I would get crapped on by people if I pointed out Bryce Harper's, like, base running antics. Oh, but he hustles, and that's great. Like, people loved this Phillies team. That's great. Like, they gave us great memories in 2022 and the majority of 2023, and then they had a great regular season in 2024. But when they start losing the same way every single playoff, and then this year, my biggest takeaway, John, is if they don't make the playoffs, it's not because of an injury or a suspension that caused it. It's just because of their own ineptitude to play consistently good baseball. And so for the first time, like these fans, I was at the game when Orion Kirkland gave up the 3 runs. It was Jesus Luzardo's 12 strikeout day. It was a Sunday. I forget who they played. Last Sunday or 2 Sundays ago.
Week.
Man, everybody got booed. Everybody. Duran got booed. Every single player at some point in that ball game got booed. And I was looking around like, man, it's really bad right now. I'm kind of happy that they're hearing it for the first time. But even a guy like JT Realmuto, who I think gets a standing ovation just for existing.
For being JT.
He was getting booed that Sunday. And it needed to happen. They need to finally hear it.
Yeah, fans are, and I agree with it. And I really, and it's also weird because a lot of people anticipate a work stoppage, at the very least, a shortened season.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're going to come to an agreement. I even dread thinking about it because it's never any fun to talk about work stoppages in sports, in particular baseball, because it's going to be we're blaming the owners or we're blaming the players, and the players are blaming the owners, and the owners are blaming the players. And it's just like, that's not why I watch sports, to talk about work stoppages. It's probably going to happen next year. But if it wasn't, and this was a regular offseason, I really, really wonder what the Phillies do if their season kind of ends the way it did the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Is it just we're going to write the biggest check we can to try to fill in a hole? We're going to let Alec Boehm leave? Or is there real, hey, we need to change the chemistry up of this team a little bit?
Well, Schwarber's not going anywhere. Harper's not going anywhere.
Not much you can do.
The question is, and look, Trey Turner had another hit the other day. Are we holding on to Trey Turner for dear life? I'm not. Yesterday when we talked about him, somebody in the YouTube chat right away was like, well, he's been one of their better hitters recently. I get that. But I also know what I've been dealing with Trey Turner for the last couple of years. If we're talking about wholesale changes, we're not just talking about the field. We're talking about attitude. Does Trey Turner look like a guy that's happy here?
Quite frankly, if they could have moved him last year to get off the salary, it would have been foolish not to do it.
Yeah.
If you don't see the writing on the wall that this contract doesn't end in 3 years.
No.
And if you have an opportunity to say, hey, you know what? Trey Turner's still a good player, but if he was signed for 3 more years, I'm keeping him. But this is what he's going to be. He's still a good player. He's also hits under 250 a lot.
Right.
I don't know what his batting average is right now, but he hasn't lived up to this contract.
No, and people are going to be, look, he earned the batting champion last year, hitting 304. He's in 247 this year.
Right.
But for the most part, last year, let's face it, last year was the outlier of his seasons in Philadelphia.
Last year was a good year. Nobody treated it like the year. We weren't impressed by it.
Yeah.
That was just it. We weren't impressed by it. Looking back, I guess it was a good season compared to what you're getting this year. But does Trey Turner help you become that much better of a playoff team? He doesn't. I'd rather have that money going forward to plug it in different spots. I can get a shortstop, a good defensive shortstop, and not pay him $25-30 million a year.
Yeah, who can also hit 240.
And Dave Dombrowski's the type that's not going to get rid of him because he doesn't care. He's going to keep doing this, and this is going to be a strategy. And then when it's done, he's gone.
Yeah. And so that if he wins, he goes, oh, you guys didn't believe in me.
This year, having Trey Turner probably gave them their best chance to win if he had the same kind of year that he had last year. He hasn't.
Right.
And hopefully he gets hot here late.
And that's why Kyle Schwarber's batting leadoff again.
The whole lineup's clunky, and it's clunky with a rise.
Well, can I give you these Harper numbers?
Please, give me the Harper number.
All right, so I looked something up this morning before the show because I was curious. Well, again, I'll bring up the game Sunday when I was there with my wife. It was against the Blue Jays, and Harper didn't get a pitch to hit, and I'm sitting there going, all right, he's still not going to get pitches to hit. Whether Luis Ariz is batting fourth or Alec Boehm is batting fourth, they don't fear Luis Ariz doing damage. Look, if there's bases loaded or runners on second and third, yeah, Luis Ariz can drive in 2 with a single. Here are Bryce Harper's numbers since Luis Ariz got here. So he's batting .310, which is great, right? You'll take that out of Harper. But it's 2 doubles and a home run. It's 10 singles. Do you know his on-base percentage is .532 since Ariz got here? He's been walked 20 times. It's almost like pitchers are still not going to pitch to him. And now it's just a runner on first for Luis Ariz.
Well, and you have a singles hitter that's coming up to try to drive him in, which is the exact opposite of what you want.
Right.
However, look at his chase rate. Like if you like Bryce Harper before, he's at his worst when he's trying to do too much.
He's Superman, yeah.
And the fact that he's being patient and he's taking the walks, they honestly, because if Arise is getting a lot of hits, your number 5 hitter almost becomes your old school cleanup hitter because now you need him. If Harper's going to make the right baseball play and he's going to take the walks and he's okay with getting base hits as opposed to driving the ball, and like I think the power, he's streaky with power and things like that, but you need to make him pay. So when Alec Boehm is hitting well out of the 5-hole, the Phillies are going to score a lot of runs. That's probably why they've scored so many runs here because Boehm has been getting hits.
Right, he's actually been driving the ball and driving in runs. It's just amazing, right? Because for 3 years now, ever since Rhys Hoskins got hurt in spring training, we've been talking about getting a right-handed bat that could protect Bryce Harper. At the trade deadline, I love the addition of Arise, right? You popped in studio that day. Like we loved the addition. But it didn't change what you needed. Like, you needed a right-handed bat with pop. You acquired a left-handed slap hitter, and you're batting him 4th. And it's great that Harper's getting on base, right? Like, I hope I'm not making it seem like I'm upset that Bryce Harper's getting walked. But it didn't change the problem you had. He's still not going to get pitches to hit.
No. At least he's not swinging at him.
Yeah, that's a plus.
All right, let's go to the phones. Andy in Deptford. What's up, Andy? Good morning.
Fellas, morning.
What's up, Andy?
We live, we hot. What's good?
Good. Phil's won. That's good, right?
Yeah, without a doubt. As far as with the Phils go, though, I guess the main beef with the fans and the overall landscape with this team, I mean, it's a couple things. You know, they kind of got the pre-Sixers LeBron thing going, like, you know, Sixers couldn't get out that second round. Like, the Phillies just keep going backwards year in and year out. So that they got that kind of going against them. I mean, this core, for whatever reason, they just can't get over that hump. And then I think the bigger issue with this team is the overall landscape and direction of where they're going. I mean, we got a bunch of old heads, right? And we know those contracts are going to be really crappy in a couple years. But where's the up-and-coming stud prospects? Like, you look at this team, we didn't bring up studs since the Jimmy Rollins, Chase Utley, Cole Hamels, Ryan Howard era. Like, that's 20 years ago. Like, could you imagine if I said to you guys, oh, you know what? The Eagles didn't hit on a draft pick in 20 years. But, you know, we still got aspirations to win the Super Bowl this year. Like, it's like the overall landscape and construction and whoever's making the calls with that team is just, I don't think they have the formula for winning. You can't just get all these old heads, and we don't got no young boys coming up.
They tried
in the farm system.
Andy, right? Like successful teams. Look at the Dodgers. They pay big money to a lot of guys. A lot of them are also their players, or they make trades with their players because they develop their players so well. You're exactly right. They've more or less bought a team that's in the playoffs every year. A couple of good trades, some good signings, but they're buying it because they're like, look at Boehm. Boehm was a high first-round draft pick. He hasn't lived up to that. Bryson Stott, I think Stott's a pretty good player. He's a first-round draft pick. He's not an all-star level player, but it's okay. Crawford, what's Crawford's ceiling? He's a rookie. But like the impact from the players from within your farm system, to your point, those guys should be turning into the stars. That's the Jimmy Rollins. That's the Ryan Howard. That's the Chase Utley. That's the Cole Hamels.
Right,
that's
exactly.
the Ryan Madsen. I mean, look at the core of that team. They were all from their farm system.
And look at, like, teams that are horrible, like the Nationals. They still got studs. They brought up Woods and what's the other guy? The infielder.
C.J. Abrams was actually he was a trade.
Yeah,
we got to run. He was Trey Turner trade. C.J. Abrams.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and
from San Diego.
Dodgers.
Yeah,
right. Isn't that where they got him from?
Yes, you're right.
I thought he was the Soto trade.
That's right. Yeah,
because he was with the Padres.
Yeah.
So it was the Soto trade.
They got Wood for the? I think they got James Wood from the Turner trade, or maybe I'm totally wrong. The point is they got some real studs from the trade, but the Dodgers can trade those guys because
they got that Keibert Ruiz, they got that Josiah Gray. How about Gerardo Carrillo?
Gerardo, the singer from the 90s?
And Donovan Casey. I don't think the Nationals won that trade. The Dodgers got both Trey Turner and Max Scherzer.
Well, they were both expiring contracts, though, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because they both walked. All right. Coming up, more on the Phillies. So I'm going to make right now, I'm going to make a a pledge. Coming up next, I'm going to make a positivity pledge for the Phillies. And I want to see if you guys want to join me. Are you in? Can you be positive on the Phillies?
Yeah, sure.
You sure? You want to be positive on the Phillies?
Not all the time.
Right. Rodman?
I probably can be positive, but I don't know if I'm fully there yet.
Well, I'm going to give my pledge, and people can join the pledge if they want.
I need to find out what it is. What are we talking about when it comes to positivity?
It's not all that complex, and you know me. I'm only going to be able to handle so much. All right, that's coming because I do believe this. I think we do have to be more positive on the Phillies. Phillies are still a good club, Andrew.
They're a good club.
Coming up. Oh, so Abrams and Wood both came from the Soto trade.
Oh, how about
the
that?
Padres? How about that, man? That's crazy. Coming up, Phillies also 76ers ticket prices. Whoa. The top 10 tickets in the NBA going into the season, and the Sixers are how many of the top 10? That's coming up next. It is Marks and Salciunas, 97.5. All right, it's all about Morgenstern hair restoration. Yeah, I know you're losing your hair, and you're saying, like, oh, man, you want to shave your head? Knock yourself out. It's a good look. People shave their heads all the time. Frankly, I tried to do that, and I looked crazy. I did. I was not a good-looking shaved head man. So I said, you know what? I want my hair back, and that's when I went to Morgenstern Hair Restoration. Same team, Morgenstern Hair, that I've been dealing with for over 15 years. So maybe you need to get your hair back. That's Morgenstern Hair Restoration. Maybe it's want to keep the hair you have. Maybe it's just starting to go thin a little bit, and you don't like the direction that it's heading. So whether you're starting to notice the thinning hair or you're considering a transplant, Morgenstern's Hair's expert team offers personalized treatment plans for every stage of hair loss because everybody's different, right? There's medications, topical medications, PRP, exomes, stem cells, hair transplantation, and more. And if you need a beard or eye restoration, they offer that for both men and women. All right, morgensternhair.com. Morgan with an A, morgensternhair.com. Call them, 610-831-HAIR. Say, hey, I heard John talking about you. 610-831-HAIR, morgensternhair.com.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Bills win again. I'm Sean Rodman, and Christopher Sanchez went 6 innings last night, only allowing 1 run. The Phillies now sit in the second wildcard spot, a game ahead of the Padres. Phils are back in action tonight as well. Zach Wheeler scheduled to start for the Phils, and Cade Gibson for the Marlins. First pitch is at 6:40. Eagles offensive coordinator Sean Mannion spoke to the media on the offensive play calling and his plan for Saturday.
Yeah, it was smooth. I felt comfortable. I thought our staff did a great job. The communication was clear. We didn't have any substitution issues. We didn't have any, play calls get jacked up. I was happy with that. Yeah, I'm planning on calling the next game from the booth. I think it's an opportunity to get a feel for both.
We'll see how play calling from the booth goes next week for Mannion. Good news for the Eagles is Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean were back at practice in full yesterday. Devontae Smith was also at practice in a limited fashion. Eagles have a walkthrough today before heading up to New England for joint practices tomorrow and Thursday. I'm Sean Rodman on the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
today's topics. Here again is John and Andrew on 97.5 The Fanatic, YouTube, and the Fanatic app.
This hour is brought to you by the BetParks Online Casino and Sportsbook. Live bet sports on the BetParks app and play all your favorite casino games. There's always another way to win on the BetParks Online Casino and Sportsbook. Must be 21 plus in PA, New Jersey, or Maryland. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
That's Sean Robin, our producer. You're good at doing those sponsor reads.
Thank you.
I know they're recorded.
Yes.
But still, you sound good.
Thank you.
Better than I do.
You could do voice acting. I can get you connected. I know a company.
Yeah, I mean, I would be, make a couple extra dollars on the side. I wouldn't mind.
Doesn't he sound like he could do kids shows?
Yeah,
he could be a character on a kid show.
I could hear that.
Yeah, like an animated one.
I'm seeing where this is going.
No, I'm not trying to be perverted. I'm saying.
No, that's not what I meant.
All right.
I thought we were going down the furry realm with that.
No, no furry. No, just with. So you don't watch the kid shows like Andrew and I do. So
yeah,
no, I don't.
Yeah, I could hear you being like one of in Clifford, the big red dog. I could see you being one of the dogs in Clifford.
Yeah. Or if Bluey wasn't Australian, right. I could see you being Bluey.
Right.
I didn't even know Bluey was Australian.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. He's an Aussie.
Oh, for sure.
What about like that guy Steve that did years of Blue's Clues?
I could see you being a Blue's Clues guy. Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know Blue's Clues?
I don't.
That was back in my generation.
Dude.
That's just like how he doesn't know what we're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, but Blue's Clues is like still active. I think there's just like a fourth Steve. There's a new Steve.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Whoa, that's amazing.
I literally couldn't have any less of an idea what you're talking about.
We just got a letter.
What network is
Wonder
it?
who it's from.
Yeah. Probably Nickelodeon.
Was it Nickelodeon?
Maybe.
I don't know. I was going to guess Disney, but I don't think it's Disney.
I don't know. You could stream all the old episodes,
I don't think it's Disney. It's probably Nickelodeon. It's on Paramount Plus.
Who likes Blue's Clues on occasion?
All right. There we go. All right, so we'll talk about some 76ers ticket prices here. By the way, Bob Cooney's going to join us at 8:05. How about that?
Love it. Love Bobby C.
We'll talk some Sixers. And, listen, he's a Philadelphia sports guy, so I want to hear what he has to say on the Phillies and everything else, too. But we're going to talk about Sixers ticket prices coming up in a second. But I do have to, so I wanted to make a pledge, Andrew.
Okay.
And I'm pledging positivity towards the Philadelphia Phillies because I can guarantee you this. The rest of the season is not going to be easy. We're going to go through these peaks and valleys where some people are going to get back and we're going to say they're going back to winning the World Series. And then we're going to be like, fire Dombrowski, fire Don Mattingly.
Probably.
Get rid of everybody. So here's what I'm pledging. The pledge of positivity, all right? Because you know that the Phillies aren't going to be good. I pledge that I will support this team through thick and thin, through the good times and the bad times. That's what I have to do. That is what I have to do for this team. I will support the team through the wins and the losses, the hot streaks, the cold streaks, the great games, and the absolutely brutal ones. When Bohm grounds into that double play, I will remain calm. When the bullpen blows a lead, I will take a deep breath. When Trey Turner boots a ball at shortstop, I will resist the urge to lose my mind. There will be bad nights. There will be ugly losses. There will be games that make me question every decision Dave Dombrowski has ever made. But I will remember, it's a long season, and it's baseball, and the Philadelphia Phillies can still win a World Series in 2026. That is my pledge of positivity for the Philadelphia Phillies.
All right, you can be alone.
Who's with Who's with me?
I'll sign that today, and then I'll rip it up if they lose tonight. The part at the end, the whole win the World Series, I still don't believe that will be the case. And if Trey Turner boots a ground ball, I think I will lose my mind. And every time I watch Alec Bohm do a double play, an angel loses their wings. So no, I'm not signing up for that pledge.
Deep
Johnny.
breath, remain calm. Serenity now, as George Costanza. Serenity now, right? If you need some type of safe word so you don't yell, you can do it. All right, Rodman, pledge of positivity for the Phillies. Are you with me?
So you're saying I can't scream into a pillow on the couch?
That would work.
That would work? Then I can get behind that.
You can't fire anybody. Nobody's getting fired. Nobody's getting designated for assignment.
No angry tweets?
No angry tweets.
Then I'm out, dude. I'm out.
You could do Joel Embiid where you just tweet something else randomly instead of saying what you're putting about the tweet. You can do that type of stuff. But nope. pledge of positivity. Remain silent. If all else fails, remain silent or walk outside and scream. Andrew says no. Pledge of positivity?
I'm in.
You're in.
I'm in.
All right. We'll see if Austin and Sam can do it as well.
No, I'm out. Look, I think I'm still more positive than many people, saying that they could beat the Dodgers if they played each other in the wild card round. But I'm looking at that from a baseball standpoint. Every time I think about the Phillies and everything that is baseball related with the team, I get angry again. So, I can't sign up that much, man. But that's good. I'm glad that you two will be the positive fans, and I'll bring the balance. I'll be the other side.
I don't want you to be positive. This is my pledge of positivity because I frankly think that the Phillies are getting too much grief right now. There's too much. There's no reason they can still win. Chunas, if I didn't think the Phillies could legitimately win a World Series, I wouldn't be doing this.
Right.
But I do. And the only reason I do is because of all the canned responses we're going to get from every national freaking person between now and then.
Oh, God, I hate it, dude.
The starting pitching. We had Lauren Shahadi on the show.
Yes.
And she gave me the Adam Schefter, A.J. Brown Cliff Notes. She gave me the 76ers playoffs Joel Embiid Cliff Notes that everybody says. Oh, Embiid's healthy?
Yep.
This team's getting healthy. Paul George? This team, no one's going to want to play the Sixers in the playoffs. And they beat the Celtics, so they weren't half wrong. The Cliff Notes on the canned response on the Phillies is, you heard it during the broadcast, the Field of Dream game. The starting pitching.
Yeah.
This lineup has stars in it.
Well, they look at the names. They don't see what we've been dealing with the last couple of years. And look, that's any national media member in anything, right? You mentioned Schefter and A.J. Brown. I'll bring up Schefter. We'll talk to him tomorrow. Can't wait for it. Last year, it was like, why are you guys so upset? The Eagles are 7-2. And it's like, well, because they can't get the ball past midfield. And if it's not for their defense, they'd be, 2-7.
Because you don't live here and you don't watch every game.
Right.
And you just think everything's fine, to where we know this offense isn't winning squat.
And that's the same thing with this Phillies offense. I know that they're going to come up small. Look, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but if you look at the bracket right now, the MLB playoff bracket, they're going to start with the Cubs, which is not going to be an easy series. Then they would have to move on to face the Brewers.
Yeah, you see.
And then they might face the Dodgers in the NLCS.
Let me tell you something, brother. If I would have had that same strategy when Carson Wentz went down, that's why 95% of the city melted down, because they said, how the hell are we were going to win a Super Bowl. We have the MVP. How are we going to win a Super Bowl? And you can't look at it on paper and be like, oh, yeah, they're going to win and win and win, and then they're going to beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And everything's going to be fine, and they did it. So special teams that find a way and they get hot at the right – it's not tangible. You can't – there's no recipe for it other than it just kind of happens.
It just happens, yeah. Baseball is a lightning in the bottle sport, man. It's either you have talent or you don't. That's why there's teams that are in the playoffs and teams that aren't in the playoffs, and then it's what happens in the playoffs. I get it. The problem is this baseball team has been cold like all season. They should not be in this position.
No, they're maddening. But now I'm positive, so I will not discuss that. You will have to balance me, Salciunas. All right?
Don't worry, I'll be able to do that for you.
And Rodman's going to try as well. All right, so as I mentioned, Bob Cooney's coming up at 8:05. Coming up next is the morning headlines. And Rodman, in the morning headlines, I see, don't you have the review of Pat McAfee's album?
Yes, I do.
Do you have samples of it?
I do have a sample of it.
I want to hear it.
I got it just for you.
All right. And a lot more. That's coming up next. It is Marks and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
fix. Now more Marks and Salciunas on 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
And Bob Cooney, 8:05. Tim McManus on the upcoming joint practice between the Eagles and the Patriots. He's coming up at 8:40. The Twitter poll is always up thanks to Dr. Abaddon Appel of Iron Mountain Men's Health. And what is the, I don't even remember what we did there, Rodman.
The Twitter poll today, how will you be keeping track of A.J. Brown this season? I won't check in first place at 61%, check A.J.'s box score at 35%, and watching Patriots games at 4%.
I think people are lying, but I knew that that's what the answer would be. The majority of people. Remember back in an hour and a half ago, I said I know I'm in the minority, that I will continue to check.
I mean, I would, are you not a sports fan?
He's dead to me.
Well,
okay.
Right. It's, oh my God. Like, so I remember actually talking about Shefty when he came on the show, and you were very early on. I don't remember if this was during the season or right after, might have been right after the season. And you guys were asking about A.J. Brown, and he was like, I don't care. And I'm like, well, you should. It's the biggest story in the NFL.
Right. Exactly.
And it was the biggest story in the NFL, but he had that very nonchalant, I don't care. He's like, I'm not paying attention to it. I got other things that I'm thinking about right now, which is fair enough. He's an insider in the NFL, but the overall point is that when we're focused on something, we're focused on something. It's not like that with everybody else.
Right.
I find it very hard to believe that people will not even pay attention. Like, I'll go up to one of these 60% and say, hey, like, A.J. Brown, like, oh, well, how's he doing this year? I'm not sure how he's doing. After 6 games, if you talk to somebody about A.J. Brown, they would be like, oh, is he doing well? How's he doing this year? Because that would be the equivalent of literally not caring, is being totally unplugged from the situation. Of course I want to see what A.J. Brown's doing with the Patriots.
And look, there's going to be somebody tracking Devontae versus A.J. Not that we should pin the two against each other, but it's just the natural, hey, the new number one wide receiver versus the old number one wide receiver. Jalen stats versus Drake May stats. That's going to be all over the place. Not just radio and TV, social media will have.
It's going to be Jalen against Drake May. Yeah, it's a good point. All right, well, we'll get back to it. It's time. Morning headlines. What do we got?
Today's headlines with Sean Rodman.
Today's headlines brought to you by Lundy Law. For over 70 years, Lundy Law has been fighting for injured people. If you need them, remember the name Lundy Law, your injury lawyers. Visit LundyLaw.com. That's LundyLaw.com. All right, first up, let's start with the hard-hitting news that we have out of Detroit. Fox 2 in Detroit asked some hard-hitting questions on a recent newscast, asking if they would eat a specific animal.
The beaver is the most sought after.
It is.
Ryan, do you think you could eat beaver? It's fat and then it's...
It made them all sick, though. Oh, God.
What about a moose?
Yeah, I don't know.
So beaver, moose, would you try it?
Yes. So I want to know if the anchor, the female anchor, knew the beaver talk, or she just not realizing what she was saying.
She may not realize it.
They did.
The guy that could not control himself is,
Was she playing? Was she doing a bit where she said that, pretending like she didn't know what she was saying?
Maybe. It's a good question. But
I don't
clip went viral for Fox 2 News in Detroit.
I don't think she knew. I don't think.
Was it a morning show or was it?
It was a morning show.
I mean, it is. It's kind of dirty to start talking about. But is she laughing through it? I didn't see the clip. I heard it.
She looked confused as to why the co-anchor was laughing. In case people don't know, the word beaver has been used as a slang term and double entendre for female genitalia since the early 20th century.
Thank you.
20th century.
To answer the question, though, I would not eat beaver, and I don't want moose.
I would try both.
I'm not a gamey type guy. I don't like deer, venison.
I love the deer and venison. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would try it.
Yeah, venison's good.
Yeah.
Really? No. I don't like it's too gamey. I don't like the taste.
See, I'm a try anything guy.
Well, I've had it. That's why I don't have it anymore. I didn't like it.
No, but I will continue to try more. I've never been afraid to try something.
Ostrich medallions were very, very good.
I'm sure they were.
Bison. I've had bison burgers.
Yeah, I've had bison.
That's okay.
I've had cow brain.
I haven't.
Cow brain.
Yes. Bought it at a grocery store, fried it up on a pan, and tried it.
But it's also, I mean, you also eat some ethnic dishes.
Yeah. Pig ear, boiled, not even.
Yeah, my father-in-law's from Egypt, so he will I don't really eat any of it, but he will eat some delicacies from time to time.
Pig's feet. Oh, yeah. Well, delicacies or this is what's left on the table, we're from a farming family, so you got to eat it.
Here's the cow. That's why you eat the brain.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct. You ever eat cow brain there, Rodman?
Never ate cow brain. I don't think I would ever try cow brain either.
Frog legs?
Frog legs I would try. I have not had it, though.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm good. No, I don't. I try stuff. I eat sushi and raw fish and so whatever. I don't eat frog's feet, pig ears, cow brain, bull balls. Don't need any of it, Rodman. All right, what else we have?
Next up, let's go through some more little hard-hitting news. We have a teenager being charged with assault in Arizona for dodgeball in a PE class. Him and two of his buddies targeted his ex-girlfriend in a PE class this past school year and are now being charged. They actually were supposed to go in front of court yesterday. I've not found out whether or not that the court mandated anything or any charges were still ongoing or whatnot yet, but the 13-year-old said, obviously, I'm going to target somebody for dodgeball. It's dodgeball. You have to choose somebody to throw the ball, then try to get them out.
13-year-old. All right, so if this was like a 25-year-old man in a intramural league, sure. 13-year-old, what is this, Paul Skeens?
So TMZ looks like they interviewed the 13-year-old because that's always a good idea if you're their parents.
Yeah.
I would love to hear what he had to say with it. But you know what? If you're going to go target, your friends are going to bully and target your ex-girlfriend and throw the ball and hit them in the face, guess what? Good.
Or were they aiming high? Again, well, then I guess they were.
Well,
screw them.
There's actually a picture in one of the articles that there's a bruise, like kind of rib cage area, and it's pretty big.
What were they using? Baseballs?
But those little dodgeballs.
They're supposed to be the little dodgeballs, like the really little ones, according to the article.
Not the big fluffy ones. The little ones are like baseballs or softballs.
Oh, really? Because the dodgeballs at my school were like padded.
We used to play something called, my gym teacher called it bombardment, and we had the small ones.
Okay.
And you would, and what he would say is, here's how you protect yourself. You would put one hand over his face and one hand over his nuts.
Yeah.
And say, that's how you protect yourself. And he was right. And I can't believe they let us, like today they would never allow you to do that. Because people would get hurt.
I'm surprised dodgeball is still allowed.
Well, you should only use the big softballs that doesn't hurt as bad. No, they should. No, by the way, how about this? Unpopular opinion with people probably. You say, hey, Marks, of course you're saying that. Good. Screw these 13-year-olds. Going after a girl with a weapon, essentially is what they're doing. They're not going to do jail time, Rodman, so don't worry about them.
No, I know they're not going to do dodge. I think dodgeball got banned in my high school at one point, or elementary school. I don't remember.
And that's why I'm saying I'm surprised it's still around. Not that I want it banned. I'm pro dodgeball. All right, that's when you become a man on the dodgeball court. But I know that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's considered violent, and not every high school person or middle school person's an athlete, and they don't want balls being flung at their faces. Like, they don't want that. I'm surprised it's not banned yet.
Right. Liability issue.
Sure.
They're right about it. All right, finish up, so I want the McAfee.
Lastly, I have two clips for McAfee for you if you want to hear both. But this first one is going to, he's a polarizing figure. And, well, the song title is Polarizing Figure.
So it's country.
Everything that I do, some pumped and some you see, there's some who will hide.
That's good.
Talk about being able to do whatever the hell you want.
Well, that just goes and shows you that, like, that these country artists that come out, it's more about the producer and the sound than the actual talent. See, I mean, not that he's not talented, but that sounds good.
Yeah, honestly, a little bit surprising. This one's called Pitbull in a Mugshot.
Wake up in the morning.
It sounds exactly the same.
No cringe, scroll the feed, see some tweets on some crazy ass scenes. Trying to get to some money with our Powerball dreams. Cause when bills start stacking, we all feel the heat. We all hate the same folks, mostly lame bros. All the ain't Karens, they go back where they came from.
So what does he do? He just says, I could put out a country album. Why can't I? And he just does it.
So you want a little tease of the game we're playing today at 9 o'clock?
Yes.
It's actually perfect timing that you played that today. It's called AI or Not.
Ooh.
And the reason why, there is a community out there of people that enjoy AI music. And which style of music is most used for AI? Country.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's the easiest one to come up with. beers, girls, trucks.
The lyrics aren't all that complex. All right, thank you.
Drinking
Sean
my
Rodman.
Jack. Like that. You just throw that into a country song, and it's, oh, man, this one's good. Speaks to me.
So McAfee's a punter, and he retires, and he says, hey, I'm going to be a professional wrestling personality. And he does that. And he says, hey, I'm gonna become a sports talk host or a talk host and make tens of millions of dollars just kind of starting it on your own.
Yeah.
And he says, yeah, like, what's next? What's he going to want to do next? He just, whatever he says, he's like, yeah, I can do that.
He's a confident guy. I'll give him that credit.
I can't say that I'm necessarily a fan. I don't
watch his show.
Yeah, it's on during the day. I see the clips. I mean, I don't know. Listen, I really have like no negative. The only positive opinion I have about him is that he obviously knows what the hell he's doing.
Yeah, he built something and he's successful.
Holy cow. All right, coming up next, Bob Cooney joins the show and those 76ers tickets. I hope people aren't thinking they're just going to be able to go out there and be like, yeah, we'll catch a couple games this season unless you're willing to spend big money. That's coming up next. And then Bob Cooney, it's Marks and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Phils make it 4 in a row. I'm Sean Rodman, and the Phillies win behind Christopher Sanchez. Sanchez allowed 11 base runners yesterday, but only allowed 1 run last night. Don Mattingly was asked post-game if there's any concern in the dip in velocity for Sanchez, and if Sanchez allowing base runners the last few starts is a bit of a concern.
Anytime a guy gets on base or gets to second, you're always in some sort of danger, but that's going to happen. No, so I mean, not worrying about later. I'm worrying about now.
It's not a problem yet, so we'll keep you updated. And Phils, they're back in action tonight. Zach Wheeler's scheduled to get the start for the Phils, and Cade Gibson for the Marlins. First pitch is at 6:40. Good news for the Birds, though. Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean were full participants at practice yesterday, and Devontae Smith was back at practice in a limited fashion. Eagles have a walkthrough today before the teams head up to New England for joint practices tomorrow and Thursday. And this update's brought to you by the McComb Group. McComb Group, visit McCombGroup.com. The McComb Group supports contractors with one of the largest PVF inventories, from pipe, valve, and fittings to trusted brands. Count on the McComb Group to help you stay on schedule. Visit McCombGroup.com today. I'm Sean Rodman on the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
This is Marks and Salciunas with John Marks and Andrew Salciunas on 97.5 The Fanatic, The Fanatic's YouTube channel, and the Fanatic app.
All right, it is Marks and Salciunas, day 2. We survived. They gave us another show. I think we'll be able to finish out the week at least. We'll see. Sean Robin won't. He's out after today.
He's back on Friday.
Back on Friday. You'll be here. You just won't be behind the board. Austin's going to step in for the next 2 days. As we've undergone a nationwide search, we spared no expense. And, the salary for the full-time producer of Marks and Salciunas is, it's life-changing.
It is life-changing.
It means you'll still have to have another job if you get this job.
That's the life change.
Yeah, for other people that want to leave their job to work here, they're like, huh?
Hey, I did it. When I first got middays back in the day with Rob Ellis and Harry Mays, I worked promotions. I did updates for the morning show. I worked at a pool store. I did a couple.
Like a swimming pool or billiards?
Swimming pool.
Okay.
Pushing chemicals on people.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love chemicals.
Oh, yeah. You got to do what you got to do, man.
You got to do what you got to do. That's what you got to do. All right, play the voice memo on the Davis Honda text line. Feel the Davis difference. I guess we're getting in the Sixers talk here. Bob's going to join us in a couple minutes. Go ahead.
This is Luke from Lewistown, Louisiana, coming at you from a local Lululemon. You know, John, I really don't appreciate you coming after my tickets like that. I won them fair and square, and the entire purpose of the contest was to make the best plea for LeBron to come over here. So, I feel like I deserve at least as much credit as that guy who bought the jersey before he came over here. Not that I'm hating on the guy. He deserves a lot of credit. But come on, John. Love the show, boys. Good luck.
All right, so Lou won tickets to the opener before LeBron signed. So at the time, still a nice ticket.
Yeah.
But not the same ticket as it is right now. I was saying perhaps he should hand them back in because he won the tickets before they became LeBron tickets, which are now they're his tickets. I understand that. We can't technically ask him for them back. I'm just saying in the spirit of the contest, I want him back.
But then again, the contest was the voice memo for LeBron James to get him to sign here. And he signed here, so I can make the case that Lou is the reason why he is a member of the Philadelphia 76ers. And, oh, by the way, it's the opening night game. You didn't know if he was going to be playing or not. He could be doing load management.
To your point, maybe I didn't know this or I forgot it, that it was for a contest to get LeBron here. So, okay, he deserves the tickets.
Yes.
All right, well, so the 10 most expensive NBA games this season, this is according to TickPick. So it's obviously the secondary market. So of the 10, 9 are 76ers games, including the opener against the Knicks, and this is bigger than anybody else. So right now, the ticket prices, I guess this is the average price, is $2,605.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's the average price.
Lakers, 76ers, Lakers at home, $830.
That would be the Christmas Day game,
Christmas
I would
Day
imagine.
game.
Yeah.
76ers hosting the Knicks, $539. Sixers hosting the Cavs.
That's home opener.
$478. And then, so you go down the line, home against the Celtics, home against the Trailblazers, home against the Pistons, home against, was it the Hornets? The Hornets hosting the Sixers and the Pacers hosting the Sixers. That's odd. So here's what I would say. He was like, well, why is the Trailblazers game, why is that so expensive? It's probably a weekend, like a good.
Probably.
It's not a Tuesday night, which is, if you're looking for a primetime game where you're like, yo, that's a game I'd like to go to, maybe a Saturday night, maybe it's an 8 o'clock national TV game. That's a good game to go to because LeBron's probably going to play.
November 23rd. I don't know. That's the day before my wife's birthday. That's not even like a Thanksgiving weekend, right?
That's 23rd it's Monday night.
That's a Monday night. Maybe it's a nationally televised game or something.
That's odd.
That's interesting.
I would have thought that based on, because when you look at a schedule, if you don't have season tickets, you definitely pick the ticket that works most for you. During the week's tough.
Yeah.
To get home from work, get the kids. I live forever away. I got to drive all the way down, and it's just a mess.
Well, you and I were talking about this before the show. Part of these tickets are also a bit of a gamble because it's not a guarantee. Be ready, guys. LeBron James might not play every single game. And so it's a gamble. You might drop $500 for one ticket or a family of 5, right? You got a wife and 3 kids.
That's not going to happen.
And then you show up to the game and LeBron's not playing. Like, you would have to find out what lineups usually come out 2 hours. The availability usually comes out 2 hours before first tip.
And let me tell you something. That secondary market, when people are looking to buy tickets that day, guess what they're going to be waiting for? to hear if LeBron's playing, and then you're probably going to see that ticket price drop.
Right.
So it's a good time to kind of monitor those tick picks, or I use Game Time for my ticket.
Yeah, but buy your tickets for like the first couple of games because he probably won't be doing the load management, the home opener against the Cavs. It's going to be an expensive ticket, but you know he's going to be playing.
But also, he gets nicked up to where it's a little bit more than load management, where it's like, all right, well, you're not going to play him on that. It's not like Embiid where you say, like, oh, we're not going to play him this night because he doesn't like to play back-to-backs.
No, LeBron in the month of March always has, like, the phantom something. It's just him taking time off before the playoffs.
He needs it. All right. Joining us right now on Patterson. And we know him for his 76er expertise, but we know him for his Philadelphia sports expertise. He's a true sportsman. His name is Bob Cooney, writer, personality for On Patterson, and he joins us right now. What's up, Bob?
Good morning, boys. How are you?
Hi, Bobby.
What's going on, dude?
Everything good?
Yeah, Mel. Are you kidding me?
We're talking to Bob Cooney.
Day number 2 of the show, right? You're the third guest of the show, the third all-time guest of the show. So congratulations.
No, thank you. Thank you. Congratulations to you guys.
All right. So what we were just talking about right there with LeBron, how many games are you going to play this year, do you think? Is this a load management thing? Is he going to take a week or two off where he says, yeah, my back's bothering me? Or what are your expectations with it?
You know, I don't know. The guy's in phenomenal shape. I mean, he is. It's incredible. Not counting last year. Last year, I think he played 60 maybe, and then it was 71 and 71 the 2 years prior. The guy doesn't like to miss time. It's not like he likes load management. He wants to be out there. But he is 41, is going to be 42, I believe, in December. So, yeah, there's going to be some holdbacks. There's going to be back-to-backs. I think the Sixers have, 12 or 13 of them this year. It's going to be interesting to see how they do the back-to-backs with he and Joel Embiid. Do they play them together against maybe hard opponents? Do they shuffle them back and forth? I'm just telling you, talking to Mike Gansey and Bob Myers, I think they really want to push Joel Embiid to play as much as he can. And if they're going to do that, you know, who says that LeBron doesn't say, no, my body's fit enough to play. I'm going to play. So I would look the magic number for both of them guys. I think would be like 65 games being the magic number, which I think we most of us have in our heads for them. But, you know, barring like, you know, an injury, I think LeBron's going to be there most of the time.
Bobby, you mentioned Gansey and Bob Myers pushing Joel Embiid. How do you think they will handle it this year? Because remember, last year it was Joel Embiid's going to decide if he's playing or not. Is it going to be a collective effort, or it's going to be, nah, get ready, you're playing tonight, Joe?
I think it's more the second, Andrew. I really do. I just had a feeling that when Gansey and Myers came to town and they talked to Embiid and he said, yeah, my knees feel good. And they said, well, you're going to get out there and play. Like, this is going to be a medical staff thing, but we're going to have also heavy say in it. If you're ready to go, you're ready to go. Now, that was before Jaylen Brown, LeBron James. And now you see these pictures of Joel Embiid, who looks like he's slimmed down and, you know, looks like he's in pretty good shape and all. It's a different situation than Joel Embiid has ever seen. And I wrote something a couple of weeks ago. His thing of, you know, not showing up, being late for whatever he's late for, showing up to games at 6:30 for a 7 o'clock game, making a plane wait on a tarmac for an hour and a half with his teammates on there because he's either getting treatment or not ready to get back to the plane. That stuff, for lack of a better term, is not going to fly anymore. That's not going to fly anymore. And he's going to have to change his ways, and maybe part of changing those ways is maybe going back to back every once in a while.
Yeah, Gansey actually when I was working with Sean, Sean asked him about back-to-backs, and you could tell they're going to push him to do it. Obviously, if the doctor says no, he can't do it. But just with the way that Gansey responded to it, a doctor's not the one that's dictating he can't play back-to-backs. After that, if you remember, Bob, after the year that they handled, Daryl Morey was pushing Embiid to play and pushing him to play because they were doing the playoff push, and then the season fell apart. Like they were like his team, they were mad that because Embiid looked really unhealthy. He looked bad out there, so they decided they were going to do what they wanted to do. Like you had said, there's a new sheriff in town. And they're not putting up with it. And Joel Embiid knows that. Honestly, Bob, I think he's going to respond to this. Because before Daryl Morey, it's like Daryl Morey was worried about making sure James Harden could go to Vegas on road trips. Gansey and Bob Myers don't care about that. And I think Joel Embiid needs to be led like that.
I do too, because I think he's been able to do whatever he wanted since day one. And I was there at day one, and I was there through many years with Joel Embiid. And it's a case of, hey, big guy, whatever you want, you tell us, you let us know. And almost through no fault of his own, that's what he's become. I'll get there when I get there. I'll do this when I want to do this. I overslept because I wasn't feeling good, so I'm not going to go shoot around, even though I didn't tell the team. That's not going to fly anymore. And hopefully, John, you're right. Hopefully it does get into his head like, okay, I'm being disciplined now. I have a set of rules that I have to follow. And if early examples are what they are, and that's what his body looks like right now, you're right. Maybe he's buying in, and you know what, guys? Maybe it's the best thing for him without him even knowing it.
Bobby, one of the created storylines on social media, I know that you care about these things, is that LeBron James is going to get VJ Edgecombe traded. He doesn't fit with this team, and they're going to want to get a veteran, one of LeBron's friends. Can you speak on that about VJ Edgecombe and his future with the Philadelphia 76ers after the tremendous rookie season he had?
Yeah, I don't think so. Look, LeBron James is only here for a year or two. This is a long-term thing for Bob Myers and Mike Gansey. This isn't sure, LeBron, whatever you want. We'll trade away our draft pick from a year ago who was unbelievable in his rookie year and might be part of the most dynamic backcourt in the NBA moving forward. No, I really don't think VJ Edgecombe's going anywhere. I don't think he's going to get traded come February or anytime before the deadline. No, but VJ Edgecombe is a big part of the future here in Philadelphia. And no, I'd be shocked if he goes anywhere.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere. No, I mean, and LeBron's smart enough to, like you said, the Sixers aren't going to say, "Oh, sure, LeBron, we're going to trade this young stud because you want whoever." But LeBron also realizes that he's a guy that's just going to give pure energy, pure defense, and he's not going to need the same amount of shots that Jaylen Brown is. It's good, it's going to be really interesting to see exactly how that plays out, because a lot of times it may take care of itself if Embiid's out and he's not playing. Then Brown will get a chance to shoot a little bit more. Maxey will get a chance to shoot a little bit more. But one of the things that's interesting, and it's going to be interesting to watch early, is how they divvy up the shots. Who takes the back seat? What the actual dynamic is when everybody is playing. Because we can talk about Maxey and Brown needing their shots. Joel Embiid was the MVP not too long ago. Right. He needs his shots too. So you have LeBron James to try to figure all this out.
Yeah, you know what? When we were at Jaylen Brown's press conference a couple of weeks ago, I thought he had a great answer to that, because somebody asked, who's the leader on this team now? Whose team is it? And Jaylen Brown says, nobody's. We're all part of the team, and whatever it takes to win is what we're all going to do. And I know it's words, and I know it's a first press conference, and you want to make that first thing that you say very telling. But I do think that is part of the thinking with this group, is that we're all stars, but we all have to play together in order for this team to succeed. And if they all do buy into it, and I think it's part of what Nick Nurse has to work with, which I would love to have his job right now, I think that's the only way they're going to succeed, is if they do buy into that.
Can we talk about Nick Nurse? Because that's the other thing that it's not just online. It's people on the radio. It's people all over the place talking about Nick Nurse and whether or not he should still be here. I understand the weird dynamic that a new GM comes in and they don't get to hire their own head coach. But how would you evaluate what Nick Nurse has done so far? And can you evaluate what Nick Nurse has done so far, considering the missing parts he's had every single year?
That's a great point, Andrew. And I would go towards the second thing that you said. It's hard to evaluate what it is, because I saw it. Every night, him coming in and not knowing until 45 minutes before the game who he has, and not knowing where his big man is, and the integral part of the team. What do I have to do if I'm Nick Nurse? Do I have to go guard heavy and design something against this team and their defense 45 minutes before a game with my guard heavy offense, or do I have the big man in the middle where I have to placate to him sort of and go that way? Nick Nurse, I thought, was at his best in the playoffs, especially in that Boston series, when he knew what he had. And he could sit down and watch film and say, okay, I have this, and I can go against them this way. I thought that's when he was at his best. And now that he has a team that looks like, barring health, will be there on a nightly basis, I think you're going to see pretty much the best out of Nick Nurse.
Phillies back. I've talked to Bob Cooney on Patterson. Are the Phillies back? Do you feel good about them again?
It's so funny, guys. You say that. I'm doing a podcast later on today on Patterson, and one of my subjects is somebody asked me that yesterday. Are the Phillies back? And my answer was this: back to what? And I'm not being funny. Like, seriously, think about this. Back to what? What are the Phillies? Are they the 9-19 team? Are they the team that had a nice little run there when Don Mattingly took over? Are they the team that's just up and down, and if they don't have those 3 starters, they're really nothing when starter 4 and 5 go? Like, back to what, John? I'm not being
back
funny.
to that.
I don't know who they are.
Back to that. Yeah, back to the team that's okay. They're making the playoffs and they're pretty good, but ultimately, yeah, like they're back to the flawed team that probably doesn't have enough. Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Yeah, this offense, though, when they're going as they have been lately, and Luis Ariz is, I think, a huge, huge part of it. Bryce Harper's on-base percentage since Luis Ariz has gotten here is over 500, guys.
Andrew talked about it earlier. 500. And he
must be listening to the show, Bob.
But
thanks.
He's not sure if that's a good thing or not. Yeah. I think it's a great thing. They just don't have a true cleanup hitter hitting behind them.
Like, I don't want to say it's a bad thing because Bryce Harper getting on base over half of the time is a good thing, but it still didn't solve the previous issue. There's no protection for Bryce Harper, so he's still not going to get pitches to hit, regardless of Luis Ariz or Alec Boehm. I'm just glad that he's getting on base and not chasing the pitches as much.
Yeah, and the whole team seems to be following that mantra, too. Yeah. So they've been had such better approaches at the plate, which is good to see. I think Ariz is good, quote unquote, protection for Harper because simply we haven't seen we haven't even seen the good of Luis Ariz really yet. I don't think. I mean, he's kind of been a little bit down since he got here. I don't know if it's something he fouled a ball off his foot last night and he was limping in the last final innings, but. My concern is after Ariz, can Alec Boehm hold on to that, or is it just your hot hitter in the lineup that you'll put at number 5 after Ariz to protect him? So, you're seeing good at-bats from Stott. Boehm has been really good. Harper's been great. I don't think Ariz is there yet. There's some interesting stuff with this offense right now.
All right, Bob.
I got one question for Bob.
Yeah?
Because we get to watch him on YouTube. You don't have the YouTube feed up, so I'm staring at Bob's eyes into the camera here. Bob, I always like looking at the backgrounds of our guests. I see that you have some nice family pictures, but you also have like the suburban, sign where it's
my wife's.
What's the coffee sign over your left shoulder say? Because it's one of those typical suburban signs that you see at any house.
Oh. Coffee keeps me going until it's acceptable to drink wine.
There you go.
Where was that? Was that a TJ Maxx special?
I don't know.
Feels like a Home Goods.
A Home Goods.
There's a couple. There's some good ones, though.
Live, Laugh, Love? Where's that?
Yeah, that one's got to be on there.
Oh, my wife just gave me the finger, so I guess I should out here.
All right, Bob.
I'll be Bobby.
Appreciate it, buddy.
All right, boys. Be good.
All right, we'll talk to you soon. Bob Cooney on Patterson. Check him out on Patterson. Great site.
My mom has a bunch of those signs, like the,
Home Goods special.
Family, laughter and memories, like that kind of stuff. But she also has a great one in my dad's little office. I can't say the full word because of SEC regulations, but it says, "Don't be an a-hole today." And I think that's a great sign.
Classic.
I think that's a great message that you should have every single morning when you wake up. Don't be an a-hole today.
Like Notre Dame, be a champion today.
Yeah.
In your house.
My dad taps it every morning.
That's funny. All right. Well, thank you to Bob. You see, there's a thing going up at Penn State. Oh, jeez. Big cocaine ring.
Yeah, we got the cartel up in Happy Valley, man.
Who knew that there'd be a big indictment by the state attorney general for fraternity kids selling cocaine? In fact, pledges had to distribute and manufacture and cut it and weigh it and all this other stuff.
You want to be a pledge here? Here.
Seriously, think about it. Well, I'd rather.
Is this flour or cocaine? You tell me.
In all honesty, the Penn State fraternity culture, because I had friends, and this was also a long time ago, but the fraternity culture up there, it's such a big school, it's such a powerful school, and those fraternity houses. My one friend was in a frat and he lived in it, and there's like 60 guys in the. They had professional like cooks in the house. They would have like a house person that would come in and straighten up the common areas and make meals for everybody. It was a part of what they paid to live at the house.
Oh, that's not the frats at Temple. As we all know, we have 3 owls here right now.
Well, I'm half of an owl, but yes. Yeah, but you're right. It's a much different atmosphere, and they had some now. It was off campus, and it wasn't like Penn State saying, "Whoa, like we don't approve of that." Like that's not a state approved or Penn State approved fraternity, but still, like that's the fraternity culture up there that you had that. So. Yeah, a bunch of
it was a huge bust, man. It was multiple fraternities. It wasn't just one. I think it was 2 different fraternities that were a part of it.
Yep, and it was a bunch of students, current students, former students, and it. I wasn't expecting to get we are chants yet.
Yeah, no.
I actually put the Penn State.
We are cartel.
Yeah, I actually put the Penn State thing. I thought on my board, but
Temple Penn State in less than a month, man.
Oh, I can't wait to not. Well, no, I'll watch that.
I'll be there.
Will you be there?
Yeah, I'll be attending. I got a lot of Penn State family members. So when they won in 2016, and I was a senior.
That was cool.
Oh, dude, that was a great start to the year. That was college game day season.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, it's going to be a bludgeoning. This year. Oh yeah, Penn State's going to be really good.
You think they're going to be really good?
I think they're going to be.
But they lost like half their team when James Franklin left.
Well, but they have a quarterback now.
Sure.
Rocco Becht is going to be. I don't know. I don't think he's going to be like a starting quarterback in the pros, but. Especially with the coach. I just think you're going to get that first-year bump from a new head coach coming in. That's completely different than James Franklin. Completely.
Yeah.
I don't pay close enough attention to know what they did in the transfer portal and things like that. But for the most part, they're winning because their offensive line's very good. They get decent running backs. They don't ever really have great wide receivers. They have a good defense.
Yeah. I didn't realize that this is the son of Anthony Becht.
It is the son of Anthony Becht. Yep. All right, coming up. So Tim McManus at 8:40.
I love it.
How about that? He's going to join us every Tuesday at 8:40. He is headed up. I think he's headed up to the Eagles-Patriots joint practice. He joins the show. And Dave Zangaro, does he think there's going to be drama this week with the Eagles and the Patriots? We'll touch on that as well. It is Marks and Salciunas, 97.5.
Now on 97.5, The Fanatic Sports Update.
Phils win again. I'm Sean Rodman, and Chris Sanchez went 6 innings and only allowed 1 run last night. The Phils now sit in the second wild card spot, a game ahead of the Padres. Phils are back in action tonight. Zach Wheeler's scheduled to start for the Phils and Cade Gibson for the Marlins. First pitch is at 6:40. Eagles offensive coordinator Sean Mannion spoke to the media about the offense's play calling last Saturday and then what his plan is going to be for Week 2 against the Patriots in the preseason.
Yeah, it was smooth. I felt comfortable. I thought our staff did a great job. The communication was clear. We didn't have any substitution issues. We didn't have any, play calls get jacked up. I was happy with that. Yeah, I'm planning on calling the next game from the booth. I think it's an opportunity to get a feel for both.
We'll see how Mannion does in the booth. Good news for the Eagles, though, is Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean were both at practice yesterday in full. Devontae Smith also back at practice in a limited fashion. Eagles have a walkthrough today before heading up to New England for joint practices tomorrow and Thursday. And this update's been brought to you by Villanova Football. Don't miss big-time college football action and affordable family fun when Villanova battles William & Mary on Friday, August 28th at 6 p.m. at Villanova Stadium. Tickets at villanova.com. I'm Sean Rodman on the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
Get in on the conversation and send us a text or voice message on the Davis Honda text line at 610-632-0975. Now back to Marks and Salciunas on 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
I'd rather listen to this than Bon Jovi. Bon Jovi, 40 years ago today, the album Slippery When Wet was released. Is that possible 40 years ago? That can't be right.
Did you see
the math must have been wrong.
Did you see the fun Harry Mays fact off of that?
No.
So you and I both saw that Slippery When Wet. When did you see that? During the break?
No, this morning.
Oh, okay. Because I saw during the break one Harry Mays tweet about it.
No, I don't know what tweet I saw this morning, but it was it was 1986. Sorry.
Harry Mays tweeted this morning, included Living on a Prayer, which is my first ever strip club song at the Old Breeze Inn Go-Go Bar on Princeton Road near Fleetwood.
I love the name Go-Go. When you say Go-Go Bar, it makes me smile. Mine was the Fantasy Show Bar in Mount Ephraim, which was 18 then, or there was no alcohol. Yeah, no, so and Tony Perrone, who is our longtime everything that matters here at Beasley Broadcasting Group and before that Greater Media, she loves Bon Jovi. She's like in love with Bon Jovi.
Oh, that's her favorite?
That's her favorite. Yeah. Bon Jovi is everything that's wrong with music. And everything that's wrong when you go out to a bar and it's about 1:15 and the DJ plays Living on a Prayer and mutes the part so all the white girls yell Living on a Prayer.
Living on a prayer.
Whoa, halfway there. Whoa,
That's right.
Living on a Prayer. I understand you maybe don't know the song as intimately as me because of your age and my age, and the song's terrible.
Take my hand and we'll make it, I swear. So I know the words.
This is where Rodman could be pulling it up and playing a little bit underneath us while we talk about
that. Yeah.
Producer 101. But I was not a Bon Jovi fan. I was not a that era, like Guns N' Roses, I wasn't a fan of, but it was impossible not to like their hits because they were such big stars. Bon Jovi, they're huge stars, but I hated that. That was too hair band metal, not even metal. It sucked.
Yeah, it wasn't metal. Look, he was a great owner of a football team, though.
He's
Philadelphia Soul.
He's an all-time from that era and like whatever else, but the hell with Bon Jovi. But I do like the song
Bon Jovi.
I do like the song Dead or Alive because I like Deadliest Catch.
Run it.
Deadliest Catch, the TV show I like.
Oh, when they're on the boats.
Where the crab boats up in Alaska and the Bering Sea. So that was the theme song for many years to the show. So I kind of like that song.
That or Ice Road Truckers. Which one do you like more?
Did not like that song.
Oh, dude, Ice Road Truckers is intense, dude.
Saw it maybe once and then I was out.
I'm scared driving in the snow to work.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that.
Ice Road Trucking, man, that sounds horrible.
No, Wicked Tuna was they canceled that show in 2024, but Wicked Tuna, I was a big fan of Wicked Tuna.
There you go.
Let's just want it Dead or Alive.
Do you know who John Bon Jovi is?
Not know Bon Jovi?
I do. I pulled it up instead
you
of
pulled up the
Living
one
on a
I
Prayer.
like instead of the one I could yell about that I hate. Whatever, just leave.
Yell at me.
That's a good one. Richie Sambora was the guitarist. I hated Bon Jovi. I still do. I hate it. Whenever I hear the song, I just like cringe. Like, oh my God, shut this guy up. But anyway,
he's talking to you right now.
Congratulations to Bon Jovi for 40 years, Slippery When Wet, and of course Harry tweeted about it. That's right up his alley.
It's when he met Candy or
some cigarettes and cigarettes and strip clubs and booze. All right, thank you. Tim McManus coming up here, 8:40 in a few minutes. Let's go to GP in South Philly. GP, we didn't talk about this. In the game last night, GP's going to bring it up. A really bad call. A missed call by the umps, which actually was in the Phillies' favor. What's up, GP?
Good morning, guys. Yeah, my reason for calling is it's easy to say after the fact, but I do believe that the umpire got caught up, by getting turned around and made the wrong call. But knowing the rule the way I know it, any ball past the bases, fair or foul, is always reviewable, usually in the case of home runs. My point is, knowing that is the rule, if you're an umpire, you should just call everything fair.
Right.
Because if it's foul, there's no damage to the game. If you call it fair and it's foul, there's no damage. it's only damage if you call it fair and the ball is fair, as in last night's case, and it made an impact on the final of the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's why in the NFL, all touchdowns are just reviewable now. Like, instead of saying no touchdown, and a referee just says touchdown every single time.
And to your point, what they do in the NFL is kind of to what you're saying. They'll call it a fumble, and then they just let it play out because they know that it can be easily reviewed.
Yeah, because yesterday...
Knowing the rule the way it is, that's, in my belief, what you should just do. There's no harm in that. I mean, I know the umpires don't want to be wrong and they don't want to be showed up, but calling it fair and it being fair damage that game. If it's reversed, there is no damage to the game, and that's why we do have review to help the game.
So here's and appreciated, GP, thank you. So here's the scenario, right? So trailing by 3 runs, it's top 7. Miami has the bases loaded. An 0-2 count. And it was a ball down the first baseline. I don't know how the umpire missed it. It was literally right in front of him.
Oh, yeah, you could see it clear as day.
He did get turned around a little bit. He might have lost where the ball was.
Maybe.
Nevertheless, he called it foul. It was fair. So for a double. So it was overturned. The problem was the runner was on first that probably scores on that. They sent him to third base. So could they have said that he scores on that play? It's up to the interpretation of the umpire.
It's umpire's jurisdiction, right? Now here's if you're going to really break it down. So the batter was Javier Sanoa. He's a right-handed batter. So Harper was definitely shaded over towards center field.
He's not right down the line.
So if he's shaded towards center field, the runner on first base could have scored from first base. But because the umpire called it foul, Bryce Harper may have actually done... maybe he didn't do it on purpose as second-level thinking by just jogging to the baseball. He walked to if you watch it, he walked to the baseball to pick it up. If he sprints, they could be like, that guy could have been rounding third by the time Harper got the ball. But because Harper just walked, he's like, you guys called it foul. I'm just going to give up on the play.
Interesting.
And then they just said second and third.
Didn't think of that. But typically, you get bases clearing doubles. Forget about the gaps. But if it's hit down the left field line, typically, that's not going to clear the bases because it's an easier throw from the left fielder going home. From the right field corner or over towards that in right field, that's typically if you have a good base runner on first base, that clears them.
Especially when you're shaded over towards center.
On a double.
Yeah.
Exactly. And he's farther away from the ball. I was surprised they didn't give that because then that third run doesn't score. That ends up being the decisive run.
Oh, yeah. Marlins manager had every right to complain. Every right to complain
I would have been pissed.
We lucked out. Go Phillies.
We'll take because you know what? We don't always get the good calls.
No, we don't. By the way, that Vodnik guy that pitched for the Marlins yesterday, that guy struggled. He couldn't find his damn strike zone.
No. Vodnik doesn't sound like a good reliever.
No, Vodnik doesn't sound like a baseball player, and the starting pitcher, Jansen Junk.
Like, typically you don't want a guy named Junk unless he's doing movies or something. Certainly not you had Junk last night.
Jansen Junk.
That's a great name.
Awesome.
All right, so the Birds headed up to Foxborough, up to Patriots joint practice. Do you like the joint practices?
I like them because it's something to talk about. I don't like them because it completely took away from preseason football.
Right. So are you the one that says like, oh, the preseason games don't even matter. The joint practices is where you get all the work
I don't say that.
I like guys that say
I react to what the football people say, and I go, okay, but it's a controlled environment.
Which is why they like it.
But football isn't a controlled sport. No sports are controlled. So I'm glad that you can blow a whistle and say, let's do that again. You can't do it again in an actual football game.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I don't really like the idea of it.
Well, it takes away from watching the good players play in any preseason game.
Yeah, like we got excited for Cole Payton the other day because there was nothing else to be excited about.
For good reason, because Tanner McKee and Andy Dalton were terrible. Right. It was the first sign of life you had the entire game. But, you know what they should do is you should be able to stream this and watch it live, but the teams don't want that because the teams don't want – they will run more and it won't be as vanilla because they know that it isn't broadcasted live.
Exactly.
So you get a little bit more, which is good.
That's why we rely on Tim McManus.
And he joins us right now. I don't know if he's going to be attending practice up there in Foxborough, but Tim McManus will be joining us at 8:40 on Tuesdays in the Eagle season. What's up, T-Mac?
What's up, boys? Congratulations on the new show.
Thank you.
Well, thanks, Timmy.
Appreciate you. Tim, of course, a great alumnus of 97.5 The Fanatic. He's one of the producers that, I mean, I would have to say if you're doing a power ranking of former producers at the station, Tim's number one on the
Creator
list.
of the Lightning Round.
That's what he's best known for.
Everybody remembers that.
My claim to fame.
Are you going up to the joint practice?
I am. Yeah, I'm gonna head up in about an hour or so, make the trek up to Foxborough. I don't usually travel for preseason, but obviously the AJ Brown draw of it all, that was an easy sign off for the mothership.
Do you get the sense that his teammates, because for anybody that's waiting for a hit piece to come out on AJ Brown or a piece to come out talk negatively about AJ Brown, doesn't seem like that's coming out. Do you get the sense that his former teammates, his Eagles teammates, are just like they've already talked about this so many times. The questions that are asked about AJ Brown, they're just ready to get this over with.
Yeah, I mean, the truth is that he was really well liked and respected in the Eagles locker room. I mean, that was always my read on it. Last year, obviously, went sideways, and he didn't act at his best, and I'm sure that created some frustration for some pockets of the locker room. But it's not something, John, that like you walked in and you sensed it with him. It was more like, they thought of him as a leader. They thought of him as a top tier player, and I think everybody for the most part really enjoyed being around AJ Brown. He's somebody that has like a bit of a gravitational pull to him. So, I mean, when you go up to these joint practices, of course, the competitive juices get going. I can imagine that when he's squaring off against Quinyon Mitchell, they were competitive to begin with when they were on the same team. Now they have different uniforms. I'm sure some of those juices will be flowing, but I don't sense any anger or there's no hatred towards AJ Brown. For the most part, he was very well respected in that locker room.
Tim, I promise this is not Philadelphia radio host trying to create something that's not there. I'm just honestly curious. Is there any thought in your mind that if maybe the offense struggles a little bit and you see A.J. Brown doing well in New England, that some players around the Eagles locker room, considering how much they loved A.J. Brown, the person and the leader, they might say, damn, he was right. We missed that guy.
Well, I mean, I think people recognize his value to this offense, and I don't know that anybody expects it to just like magically get made up that he's not with them anymore. Whether they're going to start looking and saying, oh, man, AJ was right, and, this thing is not going anywhere. I can't really speculate on that. But obviously you want to avoid all that, right, Andrew? I mean, you want this offense to get up and get clicking. You want it to be able to sustain itself without Brown and get some signs of that early so that there's some energy around it, some confidence around it, that it's building in the right direction. I think this summer started off really well in that respect, where Jalen Hurts looked good operating this thing, and they were going toe-to-toe, I would say, for the most part, with a top-tier defense during these training camp practices. But, most of the days have gone towards the defense overall, and we saw in that preseason game that the operation isn't exactly up and humming yet, at least with the second and third teams. And so, it's a big question mark how this offense is going to come out. And, it would be obviously in the Eagles' best interest if it comes out clicking.
So, Tim, we know Mekhi Lemon, first-round pick. I think a lot of people, because he was a first-round pick, expected him to come in and have impact this season. You have Wicks, who looks like he's going to be the starter, and then you have Devontae that's coming off of an injury. But then you worry about the depth. That Hollywood Brown, by all indications, hasn't been great in training camp. I guess Elijah Moore's looked pretty good. But is there reason to be concerned about the wide receiver room? We're talking about A.J. Brown. You have to replace that production, at least in part, from the wide receivers. Is this something you'd be concerned about heading into the season?
Yeah, I mean, to a certain degree, John, yes. One, because Brown was such a big part of this offense. And it was just such a luxury for Hurts if you get into a third and long or whatever the case may be. It's like, all right, I have Brown. I know that he can win his one-on-ones. I have a comfort level with him. and we can just rock and roll that way. You take that away, and of course you have to have questions. As much as this city has been sort of convincing itself, like, who needs AJ? Let's see what that ends up looking like. Now, Devontae Smith, I believe, is a number one wide receiver. And, of course, it gave people some apprehension that he has been dealing with a hamstring injury for, it was 7 practices that he missed, but he got back on the practice field yesterday. I was watching him cut and run, and he looked like normal Devontae Smith, so I think that's encouraging. Mekhi Lemon has been ramping up. You saw him do a little bit more yesterday than we've seen him do really since he re-aggravated that hamstring, so I think that's encouraging. And we have seen some flashes from Dontavian Wicks. Of course, Nick Sirianni keeps comparing him to Keenan Allen. I think maybe slow down on that, but we have seen Wicks have some good practices and some good days and some good chemistry with Hurts. And so, like, when I look at it from a depth perspective and you see Hollywood Brown as like your 4th or 5th option, like, that's not bad. And, eventually I think he can get some production for you. So I don't think that the depth is bad. It's just more of a matter of, like, you're just not as loaded up top as you once were. And so, there's a case to be made that the passing game is not as strong as a result of that.
Timmy, I need your eyewitness account. Let's go to ESPN's Tim McManus, live on the streets.
Thank you.
The interception thrown by Jalen Hurts yesterday. Break it down for us. It was not posted by the Eagles social media team this time around. What happened?
Well, I don't know if I want to ruin it in case they do that slow motion and a film style, interception. Posted out on social media.
What did you think of that? What did you think of that? What did you think them putting the interception out?
The fact that it got 20 million views or whatever ended up being, is just unbelievable. It's unreal. I think it's because Hurts is obviously a lightning rod. There's been a lot of talk about him this summer, this off season. And then you just put it, just because the angle was the way that the angle was, it was centered on him, even though the intent was obviously just showing Quinyon making a great play, but everything just came from sort of the view of, like, let's look directly at the quarterback, that it got some people feeling a certain type of way, and then other people had to respond to that. And so that's how you get a viral thing, when you have opinions starkly on both sides. But, I mean, a nothing burger ultimately, just a funny day when we look back on it. But this past one, it was Quez Watkins that was going down the middle of the field. It was like one of the only long passes that Hurts threw yesterday. It was a bad day for the offense overall, a slow day for the offense. Hurts did unfurl that one. And Michael Carter got in front of Watkins. Maybe Watkins could have run a little bit of a crisper route and was able to come up with the pick. So one thing, if we're looking for trends, Hurts has probably 3 or 4 interceptions now during training camp over the middle. He's thrown a lot more over the middle now. Over his career, he hasn't thrown over the middle. There's a reason why. It's going to be an adjustment. And, at this point, I think we're seeing a little bit more risk in that respect, which I think everybody can agree, like, there needs to be a little bit more risk when it comes to this offense. You need to be able to push the ball. But with that risk comes sometimes you get nabbed, and we've seen that a little bit this summer, including yesterday.
The key is he willing to do it in games, because last year the story was he did all the stuff in practice, and then they got to the games and he was trigger shy to throw the balls. So we'll see. We'll see the dynamic. It'll be really interesting because they are asking him to do things that he's not necessarily the most comfortable with, and that's part of evolving as a quarterback. I'm talking to Tim McManus, ESPN. Let's talk more quarterback, but the backups. Andy Dalton didn't look good preseason game 1. Tanner McKee didn't look good preseason 1. Cole Payton was fine. But yet when I look at the 53 predictions, I think Zach Berman had one. I forget who the other one was. They have Andy Dalton being traded and Tanner McKee as your backup quarterback. Is that how you see it playing out? What do you think?
And it's tough to get a read on because neither of the quarterbacks have separated themselves. So the stance that I'm taking is kind of even. Like, would you be that much worse off with one versus the other? The Andy Dalton experience in the system was supposed to be the leg up, and I think over the course of the first week that showed, but I feel like he's kind of regressed, and there isn't any clear separation to me. So the way that I'm looking at it is, all right, who are they going to get an offer for? And then, or if they're getting offers for both players, like, what's the higher offer? And then just go with that. I think that's probably the way. And maybe Dalton ends up commanding a little bit more, like especially if a quarterback goes down and you want sort of a
Veteran
ready-made,
backup.
experienced veteran guy. So that's kind of the way I'm looking at it. But I also see McKee, and I can't figure out if it's because maybe it's a combination of this, but is it because he is learning a new system, or is it because there's been like his confidence has taken a bit of a hit with the addition of Dalton? He's always had his arrows sort of pointing up in the organization. Now it feels very much like kind of sideways, if not down a little bit. So does that rattle you a little bit? But either way, it's not the Tanner McKee that we've become accustomed to.
Nope. There he is. Tim McManus. Andrew's going to join us every single solitary Tuesday
at 8:40.
At 8:40. Maybe not after games. We'll have to see. But Tim is going to be a weekly guest on the program.
I have it in writing from Tim McManus. I have a heart next to his name in my contact, and he said 8:40 every Tuesday. I will be there.
All right, there you go. Timmy, thanks, buddy.
Man.
Safe travels up to Foxborough, and we'll be following your reporting on Twitter and ESPN. Thanks, buddy.
All right, appreciate it, guys. Talk to you soon.
There he
man,
is, the great Tim McManus.
One of the best, man. How long ago was he a producer at the Fanatic? Because I produced This Week in Pro Football a couple of times.
He was Jody's producer, and he was Tony and Harry's producer. So that was, and then when he started doing the Eagles stuff, I don't remember when he went to ESPN.
I met him when he was with Birds 24/7. Him and Z-Berm.
Yeah, so I guess that was the first. So he did Philadelphia Sports Daily.
Okay,
was the name of the website.
Yeah,
and then from there he went to the Birds 24/7, the Philly Mag.
Yeah,
and when he left that, I think actually Brandon Lee Galton took over for him, and then they folded it.
Sounds about
and
right.
he went back to Bleeding Green Nation. So I think BLG actually wasn't with Bleeding Green Nation for a couple of months, and maybe that's when Tim went to ESPN.
ESPN, yeah, still great, man.
All right, coming up. So Andrew, what's the game we have coming up here?
All right, we're playing AI or not. I have 6 quote-unquote country songs. I will not tell you how many are AI. I will not tell you how many are real. You have to tell me if they're real or not.
So you're going to play it?
Because I was driving in a couple days ago, and I heard a song, and I was like, I could have written this. Like, I could have gone to ChatGPT and said, write me a country song. This is a real song that I got the idea
McAfee's
off
song. That could be AI.
Absolutely. So I have 6 songs, and what we can do is you and Sean will say AI or not. YouTube, you guys can play along as well. Now, Sean likes country music. It's why I had to find some deeper cuts.
Because otherwise he'd know.
Yes.
See, I only know Don't Go Messing with a Country Boy by Hillbilly Jim. That's my go-to country song.
No, that one...
And you don't even know that, Rob.
No, I don't.
That one did not make the cut of the songs that we'll be playing in the next segment.
Right.
I can't wait.
This will be fun. That's coming up next. Don't go nowhere.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Phils continue to win. I'm Sean Rodman, and the Phils won its 4th game in a row yesterday. They have now moved into the 2nd wildcard spot with the game up on the Padres. They're back in action tonight as they host the Marlins. Still, Zach Wheeler is scheduled to start for the Phils, and Cade Gibson for the Marlins. First pitch is at 6:40. Eagles had some good news at practice yesterday. Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean practiced in full. Devontae Smith was also back in a limited fashion. Eagles have a walkthrough today and then head up to New England for joint practice tomorrow and Thursday. On Patterson's Bob Cooney joined us earlier today on the changes Embiid has to make and the front office pushing him to do so.
It's a different situation than Joel Embiid has ever seen. His thing of not showing up, being late for whatever he's late for, that stuff is not going to fly anymore. He's going to have to change his ways, and maybe part of changing those ways is maybe going back-to-back every once in a while.
We'll see if those habits change, and we'll see if Embiid plays some back-to-backs this upcoming season. And this update's been brought to you by Verizon Business. Verizon Business experts love small businesses, so they come directly to you on your schedule with real expertise tailored to your needs. Make an appointment with a Verizon Business expert. Go to Verizon.com/book today. I'm Sean Rodman on the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
This is Hillbilly Jim that I was talking about. And then my buddy Dave texted me, and he said, I was not expecting to hear a Hillbilly Jim reference.
I love that.
Hillbilly Jim was a WWF wrestler during the early Hogan years when you thought Hogan was really this wholesome vitamin-eating wrestler saying the prayers and not the creep that he was. But Hillbilly Jim was a big dude with a beard, and he wore overalls and a hat. And that would be his wrestling attire. And
I
boots.
love that. You need characters like that. Have you seen the guy that's going viral recently, the pizza guy?
Yeah, but that's
so stupid.
He's throwing dough in the air and then he's hitting people.
I said it to my father-in-law. You would love my father-in-law because he's a old school WWF guy. Like, we'll watch him on YouTube still today. And I sent that to him yesterday, and he got a kick out of it.
But
Luigi.
It's also happening in like elementary school gyms is where he's wrestling.
That's what he texted me. He goes, "That's an elementary school gym."
Well, that's where they start. So his gimmick, if people don't know, is that he's like an Italian pizza maker over the top. Mike Miss would not have approved of
no,
the way
he begins the
himself.
match saying, "Ring of the bell."
He's the guy on the pizza box. And then he has dough, and he's doing tricks with the dough, and then he gives him a drop kick.
And he hits him in the face with it. It's actually impressive. He fell on the ground. He was twirling it with his foot.
It's so stupid. Oh, my God. But Hillbilly Jim's a wrestler, but we were talking about country music.
Yes.
Because the country music we're going to play in just a minute or two, we're going to play AI or not AI.
Yes.
Country music edition.
Yeah. So, again, I was driving in the other day, and there was a song playing on the radio. It will be one of these 6 songs that play. And I was thinking, I could have written that song. That song sounds like somebody typed in the chat GPT, write me a song about this, and boom, there are the lyrics for it. And I started thinking about it. Because there is a weird community out there, and I will say weird because I find it very strange, of people that listen to AI music now. If you go to YouTube and you search AI country song or AI whatever, there's millions of views.
But there's also it's not like that's one thing because at least it's a sound and you can enjoy it. I get freaked out by the AI women that are out there.
Oh yeah,
that. Most people don't realize they're fake women, but the people that do and still like it.
Oh, yeah.
So, Robin, I have a story, and Robin, I wonder if you're into this kind of stuff. So, I'll just say somebody that might, a family member is how I'll say it.
Okay.
Created this AI chick and then made an OnlyFans for the AI chick and built up the subscribers on the OnlyFans through creating an Instagram and other social media account. And then just posted pictures on a consistent basis, and then you have to go back and forth with the people that are messaging you.
Yeah.
And then was getting subscribers on OnlyFans, and it wasn't even a real person. It was an AI created woman.
Oh my God.
And he was doing it and stopped doing it because it just became
weird.
Well, I think it started off being weird. He kind of did it just in like, I wonder if I can do this because this is what people do, and so I wonder if I can do this. It's like, oh, I can do it, but then. Like, guys are sending you pics that you probably don't want to see.
Yeah, it doesn't sound fun.
So, because they think they're talking to a woman. So, like, that's kind of the thing. You're, like, creating this relationship with these people. And it's like, oh, yeah, subscribe to my OnlyFans. It's $30 a month, whatever they cost. And then it's just like, so I think he's still getting money just with the old stuff that's up there if people find it by chance. Dude, the AI world is really weird.
Yeah.
These videos are effed up that are out there.
I bury my head in the sand to a lot of things in life, politics, AI, all kinds of stuff, the temperature of the studio. Like, I don't care
Feels
about
good today.
I don't care about that kind of stuff. I can't imagine being locked into that world, the world of AI. But I will say, like, I watched somebody is doing Seinfeld episodes as if they were happening today.
Yeah, see, I don't need that. That's too...
It's weird, dude, but the voices are spot on. The jokes are like, oh, wow, okay.
But that's what's not safe about it.
Oh, it's
is
scary.
They can just... They could take you and just have you say what... And it's not you, and just you're saying whatever they want you to say.
Oh, we'll be off the air in 10 years.
So how do you know? Seriously, I watch a video now on social media. I just assume it's not real.
Yeah.
And then if you look into it, it's like, oh, well, they're saying that is actually real.
Right, you have to Google it now.
And like I don't want, when I watch a video, I don't want to have to do work.
Right.
I want to just like see it and be like, oh, that's cool or that's funny. And now I just assume everything's AI.
Yeah. By the way, real story, Zadarius Smith, once again coming out of retirement, signing with the Atlanta Falcons.
I saw, and that's not AI.
Just came out from Ian Rappaport. The man that came to the Eagles for 2 games and then said, I don't want to play anymore, is now playing again.
Right. Well, I think the Eagles decided they didn't want to play him. I don't know what happened last
No,
year.
he just quit.
Well, I know he quit. I didn't know if he lost snaps and he said the hell with this.
He was their leader in
That's right.
sacks.
That's right.
He quit and then claimed he didn't want to play anymore. And now he's playing.
Well, he's back.
Yep.
All right, so Andrew came up with the game where so Robin's going to play a song. We're going to have to figure out whether it's AI or not AI.
Yeah, so go ahead. Hit the we got a little bed that will fade down every time a song plays. It's from the hit game show Name That Tune.
This is one of my favorites.
Goes back to 1952, Sean. If you have it ready, go ahead, fade her up. Name That Tune. And again, 6 songs. I will not tell you how many are AI. I will not tell you how many are real. You will guess first because Sean likes country music. So you will guess first every single time. And YouTube, I want you to play along as well. All right, they are in the folder. You have them ready to go, Sean?
And by the way, I have a whiteboard here that I'm going to write AI or not AI.
Oh, that's even better.
Yes, I do.
They are listed as song 1 through 6, so Sean doesn't even see the titles in there. So, Sean, go ahead, hit song number 1.
Boots hit dirt with a don't care walk. Coffee black and some smart ass talk. Truck got dents, shirt got grease. I work damn hard, then I do as I please. Got a flag out front and a dog out back. Music up loud and a bottle of Jack. I ain't polished, proper, clean, or tame, but I damn sure answer when you call my name.
All right.
All right, song number 1, AI or not, Johnny Marks.
So I feel like I need the baseline of what an AI song sounds like because I listen to it, I'm like, that's AI, and I'm like, actually, maybe it isn't AI. I'm going to go AI.
All right,
Easy
Sean.
answer. AI.
AI is correct, and that is from the band. Can you call it a band if it's not real?
No.
American Mother.
Really?
Yes.
It did. I mean, it did sound like a country song that you would hear. It really has you. This AI has you questioning everything.
Yes, it does.
Like they don't need us anymore.
All right, so you guys are tied at 1 apiece. Sean, what is song number 2?
But I'm staying home, cause you already know it ain't talking about girls. But I got a woman, yeah, I got a woman right here in my hands. They talking about girls, but I got a woman, yeah, I got a woman.
Now, are these the real songs? Are they personal favorites of yours?
No, I'll explain as we go along.
Well,
so,
I'm going, that's not AI. That sounds real to me.
All right.
Not AI.
And you know that because you are a country music fan. That is not AI. That is Woman by Kane Brown. But again, both songs, very typical.
I don't know.
Girls, trucks, beers, and flags.
I don't know that song, but I know the voice.
Okay.
Oh, you still knew the voice.
All right, so you guys are tied at 2 apiece. All right.
I know my country music. See that?
Good work. All right, here comes number 3. So when you asked me, are these personal favorites, that was the song that I heard driving into work. And I was like, that song sounds like it could be made up. Here is song number 3.
I hate to see them go, love to watch them leave, you know. God bless the USA and yoga pants.
I actually don't know this one.
All right.
I don't know this one either. I do like the fact they mixed in yoga pants with the beer and the pickup trucks.
All right, so what are your answers? You have AI?
The AI or the yoga pants was AI to me.
It is real.
Wow.
That song is called Yoga Pants by 2008 World Series champion Brett Myers.
Oh, man.
I've definitely went and tried to listen to that. And
Brett Myers' country album, man.
Was that his hit single?
I don't know.
Of the album?
Or any hits? He had more hits in Major League Baseball than he has in country.
That wasn't
country
bad.
music. Yoga Pants by Brett Myers.
Myers or McAfee? I think they were both similar.
All right, so you
don't
guys
know.
are still at 2 apiece, tied 2-2. All right, song number 4, Sean.
I'm gonna keep on talking and walk my walk. Ain't changing my tone, ain't changing my song. I was born this way, been loud too long. You can hate my style, you can roll your eyes, but I ain't slowing down. I was born to rise, so kick them rocks. If you don't like how I talk, I'm gonna keep on talking and walk my walk.
I don't know.
By the way, a lot of people thought the Brett Myers song was AI, so you guys were not alone.
Makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, I'm going AI on this one.
I think I know this answer because I think I've heard this in different AI songs.
AI is correct.
There
It
you
is
go.
the #1 streamed AI country song. Believe it or not.
Does Billboard have a separate chart? Yeah.
I guess.
The Billboard. Geez.
Maybe. It's called Walk My Walk by Breaking Rust. It's weird to say by because it's not by anyone.
But it is. It's by whatever this person is that created it. It's weird.
Yes.
I mean, think about it. How long is it until, is it our kids' when it's like, yeah, there's no real musicians anymore. There's just these generated songs?
Yeah, they're like, I'm a big Breaking Rust fan.
I could see that.
All right, here's song number 5. You guys are still tied.
Now I just sip and sit. Let them trip over their own damn way. You can't fix stupid. Ain't worth the sweat. Some lessons gotta hurt before they're ever met.
All right, AI or not, as we continue Country Edition here.
I don't know. I went not AI just because of the way the singing was. It sounded like the person could really sing, was a talented singer.
Sean?
This is where we finally differ. I went AI.
And this is where Sean Rodman takes the lead.
Oh, man.
And the sad thing is, I actually like how that one sounded, but I feel dirty saying it.
It sounded good.
Because it sounded like bluesy.
I was vibing.
And
I agree.
I liked it, but that's a fake song. We are talking up a computer. And Sean Rodman takes the lead. All right, lastly, we have one more. Go ahead, song number 6.
We know a little about lake life, turning into late nights, drinking by the fire as a fire-ass date night. A little about John Deere and Jack D, four-wheelers running wild like a track meet. A little about buckshot, keep it in the truck shot, eat it 3 amigos, what the what shot.
Go ahead.
That's too country. That's non-AI. Not AI.
I believe I'm going to guess who this is as well. It's not AI.
It is
but the
not
one and
AI.
only Pat McAfee.
It is Pat McAfee. I did not know that you were going to have McAfee's album in your headlines today, so you get extra credit for also getting the name correct.
And he won anyway.
Sean Rodman, our winner of AI or Not Country Music Edition. Congratulations.
I'd like to think, not my repertoire of country music, but I think my algorithm on Instagram for all the AI videos. I think that helped me more.
You have AI videos in your algorithm?
Yes.
The one that you got wrong does sound real, and that's scary, dude. It freaks me out.
Like you had said, it did sound bluesy, and that's why I said I thought it was real, because it's like, all right, well, AI is not going to sound. It's not going to sound. It looked like almost complex, the voice. And it was.
That was, sorry, I didn't let you know. That was You Can't Fix Stupid by the Delta Blues.
Well, I'm going to make sure I don't look up any of these things because I don't need these in my algorithm. Because then what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to end up listening to it, and I'm not going to like real music.
Yeah, you're going to say, wow, this is actually better than Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh, I'm a big Sabrina Carpenter fan. I'm actually going to see Bruno Mars on September 3rd. It's the Wednesday concert.
How about it?
At the Link. I've never seen a concert at the Link. That'll be my first guy.
I've not either.
I've seen 2.
What do you see? Country?
Zach Bryan was the more recent one, and then Taylor Swift.
Oh, you were at that Zach Bryan thing the other? Was that? No, Morgan Wallen was the one that caused traffic.
Yeah. Oh, I can't imagine.
Horrible.
Oh, yeah.
God. I was coming back from the Baltimore trip.
Philly, boy.
Philly sports
so
trip.
you got nailed in that. That was at Saturday.
The bus driver missed the exit. This was not Philly Sports Trips' fault. Vince had us park in the Navy Yard to avoid the post-concert traffic because you can take the exit coming up
and
from
by you
Baltimore.
missed the exit,
He missed the exit. He gets on the Packer. And now,
oh, boy.
We were there for an hour and a half just to get to our cars.
Wow.
Yeah.
That stinks.
Yeah, not fun.
Well, yep. So my kids like Bruno Mars. So Link, I haven't seen a concert at Citizens Bank either.
I saw the Eagles there with my dad.
Nice.
It was a nice concert.
I saw Genesis in 1986 at the Vet with my mom. Veteran Stadium.
That is awesome.
I got interviewed by a TV station. I think it was Channel 10. Before
No
the
way.
game. Yeah, before the concert. Entering, trying to go into the stadium. Yep.
How old were you?
10, 9.
It's got a little Johnny Marks.
Yeah, I don't know why they pick a 9-year-old. I guess because I was 9 and going.
Really
into the concert.
excited for the concert.
Yeah, it was. Was it Genesis? I think it was Genesis. That it was the Flyers were in the Stanley Cup. It might have been like a decisive game, and they were giving updates. I believe it was the Genesis concert, the Invisible Touch tour, and was giving updates because the game was going on at the exact same time as the concert.
Yeah.
And they were giving updates on the stage. I think Phil Collins was coming out and giving updates on
That's actually kind of awesome.
Yeah.
That's a good play by Phil Collins.
Not bad. All right, let's go to Tasty Cake Dom. Tasty Cake Dom, good morning. How are you?
Hi, John. How are you?
What's up, buddy?
What's up,
Andrew.
Dommy?
How are you?
Congratulations on the show. I want to wish you a lot of luck.
Oh, you're the man, Dom. Thank you very much.
I think you guys are off to a pretty good start.
Did you get all country music songs correct, AI or not?
I got 0 of them correct, Andrew.
That's terrifying.
That's not my lane. But Bob Cooney is my lane. That's a good guess. And Tim McManus is my, looks like you guys are building something pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Just day number 2, right? And I read it's right up my alley, the AI or not AI, because it's very, very interesting, and it covers a world that I don't want to be a part of, like you, Tasty Cake Dom.
Well, now that your phone heard it, it will be in your algorithm.
Holy cow, you're not kidding. That's crazy. So Tasty Cake Dom, I know you originally called in about the 76ers and the Phillies, but we've talked about a lot of stuff since then.
Talked about a lot of stuff since then. What grabbed me, John, was, as you know, I'm a 62-year-old guy that lived through Sean Bradley and Ish Smith and Clarence Witherspoon and everything like that, and always went to games. And now you're telling me it's going to cost me $1,000 to go to a game.
Yep, pretty much.
That's kind of a need to the, private area.
Yeah, I hear you. You know what it means? It means that the team's good and there's demand for the tickets. Yeah. And I know a lot of people, if they got season tickets, then it's not as much of an issue because they're paying what season tickets cost. There's a lot of people, and we could actually throw this out there. We talked about doing this, where people canceled the season tickets. They said after the Knicks series, they're like, I can't do it anymore. Like I'm not spending the money. I'm not coming down on the weekend to watch them get swept. Knicks fans took over the arena. I'm not going to do it anymore. And then they trade for Jaylen Brown and they sign LeBron James. So bad time.
John. I've already talked to Andrew about this, but don't you think that I'm talking about athlete, John, whoever you want to say, don't you think Gansey's had the best 2 months ever in the history of this city?
Yeah.
I mean, how could you have a better month?
It's amazing.
You took a corpse. He rose Jesus from the dead.
No, you're right.
I mean, they were an absolute dead franchise, and now you're telling me they're the hottest ticket in the country.
No doubt. Yeah,
and he did it in 2 months.
9 out of 10 games they're in. 9 out of 10 of the top 10 tickets are the 76ers.
I mean,
and that's it. Honestly, it still doesn't feel real that they have LeBron. Until he actually goes to media day or we see him on the court, it's not going to feel real. The Sixers signed LeBron James. It's pretty crazy.
So, Andrew, if I told you 3 months ago, hey, Andrew, get ready for the Sixers season because, number one, we're going to trade Paul George for Jaylen Brown. And then we're going to sign LeBron James for $4 million a year.
Yeah, I think you didn't. I think you'd be insane, Dom.
You thought I was hitting the bottom.
I would send someone over to your house and say, "Hey, could you you check on Dom?"
So Sean sat right in the seat where I'm sitting right now, and said when it was pretty clear the Celtics were looking to trade Jaylen Brown because they were trying to get Giannis and they were using Jaylen Brown as a big piece of that.
Yeah.
And after that happened, in Boston they said it, and I agreed. They're going to trade Jaylen Brown, but then there wasn't a market for him. So I remember Sean saying, well, don't you at least have to make a call? And I rolled my eyes at him. I said, oh, yeah, sure. What are you going to trade? A couple first-round draft picks and Paul George. You're going to get Jaylen Brown.
Right.
And they traded a couple of first-round draft picks and Paul George to get Jaylen Brown.
When you said it out loud, Mike Gansey was listening. He was like, you know what?
See?
You know what? That's John Marks.
I'll take credit
smart.
for it. Well, no, it was Sean. He said, no, so you know what, Sean? That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Maybe I will make a call because I poo-pooed it. So then that happens. But you think about the Sixers beat the Celtics in 7, which was a lot of fun. And Daryl Morey and Elton Brand embrace. It was the embrace heard around Philadelphia, and it didn't last very long. But it felt like at that point they saved their jobs.
Yeah.
They just beat the Celtics.
Yeah.
And they did it with Embiid being injured and everything else, and then they came out and they got smashed by the Knicks.
Yeah, I was the jerk that after game 1, I was like, hey, by the way, like if they get swept, like that embrace goes away. And I didn't want the sweep to happen. I didn't want them to lose in 5, but it almost feels like it needed to happen.
Well, it needed to happen. I just wonder if they take it to 6 games against the Knicks, if Joshua Harris says to Bob Myers, I can't fire Daryl Morey.
Yeah.
Because Myers was there to take over for Morey.
Absolutely.
He was overseeing him. And I can't imagine Morey was very happy about it. And I can't imagine Bob Myers. Like, Bob Myers is all about culture. He's all about setting the tone, and the stuff that was going on with Embiid and everything else, Bob Myers probably looked at it and said, that's not how you win.
Right.
And it's not how you win.
Well,
That's why
he
things
brought
are a
up
lot
depth
different.
right away in his press conference. He goes, I believe in depth, whereas Daryl Morey's like, I believe in 7 guys.
Right. But ultimately, that's an ownership decision.
Yeah.
So if Josh Harris says, I can't justify moving on from Daryl Morey, who, by the way, he's got to pay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
On top of paying Bob Myers, on top of paying Gansey now he's getting the best deal in the world of LeBron James at a minimum salary. Think about that.
He's fine with the money.
Oh, my God. Yeah, no, nothing he's
How much did
worried
he make
about.
last year? $56 million?
Yeah, but still he was ducking the tax because he didn't feel like the team could legitimately win a title. Now,
right.
When Bob Myers comes out and says, I wouldn't have taken the job unless I knew ownership would spend in luxury tax, Josh Harris is waiting until it actually matters.
Yeah, I pushed back on Sixers fans that said that, not last year, but 2 years ago when people were complaining about the Sixers ducking the tax. I was like,
but they can't win.
What were you upset about in 2024? They traded away trash.
All right, coming up, more of that also. We're going to play it. Public enemy number 1 for Club Hurts is somebody new. And we'll play that for you coming up next. Marks and Salciunas.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Phillies win again. I'm Sean Rodman. Christopher Sanchez went 6 innings and only allowed a 1 run last night. Phillies now sit in the second wildcard spot, a game ahead of the Padres. They're back in action tonight. Zach Wheeler scheduled to start for the Phils and Cade Gibson for the Marlins. First pitch is at 6:40. Eagles offensive coordinator Sean Mannion spoke to the media yesterday about his offensive play calling last Saturday and then his plan for the upcoming Week 2 preseason game.
Yeah, it was smooth. I felt comfortable. I thought our staff did a great job. The communication was clear. We didn't have any substitution issues. We didn't have any, play calls get jacked up. I was happy with that. Yeah, I'm planning on calling the next game from the booth. I think it's an opportunity to get a feel for both.
We'll see how it goes with his opportunity calling plays from the booth. Good news for the Eagles, though. Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean were back at practice yesterday in full. Devontae Smith also back at practice in a limited fashion. Eagles have a walkthrough today before heading up to New England for joint practice tomorrow and Thursday. And this update's been brought to you by Staples. It's the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, and more at staples.com/back-to-school Staples. That was easy. I'm Sean Rodman on the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Ricky Bo, Bill. in the Fanatic app.
This hour is brought to you by The Baxter, dumpster in a bag. Get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. For details, go to Baxter.com.
All right, that is correct. We are Marks and Salciunas. And the guys are coming up next. Sean Brace, Ray Dunne, Connor Thomas. That's all coming up. And the Twitter poll on the program today, as always, sponsored by Dr. Avedon Appel, Iron Mountain Men's Health. For the full 4 hours, the Twitter poll stays up. And it's the best performing Twitter poll ever. There you go. And what is the what's happening on the Twitter poll?
Twitter poll question today is, how will you keep track of A.J. Brown this season? Still in first place at 62%. I won't check. In second place, check A.J. Brown's box score at 34% and watch Patriots games at 4%.
Yeah. Yeah. I knew that majority of people would say, they'll say that they're not going to watch or pay.
So, like, I don't really watch, unless it's a nationally televised game, I don't watch the standalone game on Fox or CBS.
You're a red zone man. See, I go double screen.
I just go red zone. I don't need to, and then sometimes those 4 o'clock games are bad. And if I want to just, it's like, okay, there's one good 4 o'clock game. All right, let me just focus on that. Because there's something to be said for the announcers and the commentary and stuff like that if you get a good crew. And Romo's not doing it, so that's
so now you'll watch CBS even more now.
But before with Romo, at least you could be angry or you could get his grunting and yelling, which you can use on the air. But anyway, I prefer red zone. But yeah, like of course I'm paying attention to. I'm an NFL fan. I'm paying attention to what everybody's doing in the NFL. I just assume I'm not going to not pay attention because it's like, oh, A.J. Brown, you want it out? I'm going to completely ignore you. Like, no, I pay attention to everything in the NFL.
Yeah, but there are going to be people that will say, I'm completely out. It's as if that guy was never here before.
All right.
And I can't ignore it. And that's why I will pay attention to everything that A.J. Brown does this year.
Yeah, well, you're going to just don't stalk him. We need you here every Monday through Friday. Don't get any charges.
We both have Honda Civics. We're good friends, AJ and I.
And speaking of that, how about the Davis Honda text line? Feel the Davis difference at Davis Honda in Burlington. And you can text the show. Same number to dial, 610-632-0975. We were talking about the AI stuff.
Yes.
Andrew. Yeah. And you went right to ChatGPT. What'd you do?
So during the commercial break, right before we came back, Sean, so I did not give you enough time to get the music together for this. I went to ChatGPT and I typed in, write me song lyrics for Marks and Salciunas on 97.5 The Fanatic. And like that, they gave me song lyrics.
Is it good?
No. Turn it up, Philly. Here we go. 97.5, let the whole town know. From the morning light till the afternoon, if you bleed Philly, you're singing this tune. Salciunas wakes the city up, coffee in the cup. Eagles on the mind, Sixers, Phillies, Flyers 2. Got a take on everything Philly fans do. Then Marks roll in. Now the volume goes higher. Another hot take setting sports talk on fire. From the link to the bank, from Broad Street to South, Philly sports fans got something to shout. There's a chorus. There's a second verse.
Awesome.
There's a bridge. We got it all, man.
So I typed in, write a song about Sean Rodman, who is a furry and a radio producer.
Yes.
Up before the sun, Sean's always on the grind, building up a show, keeping chaos organized. Headphones on his ears, production in his hands, making radio magic happen just like he planned. But when the workday's over, there's no side to see. Sean's got a furry spirit, wild and running free.
That's awesome.
That's pretty good.
And there's a chorus, too. Oh, Sean Rodman, turn the microphone up loud, radio producer by day, and he's furry proud.
That's awesome. Good for you, Sean.
And he's off to his
song
furry
about
world, feeling just fine. Sean Rodman, yeah, he's one of a kind. A furry with a radio producer's mind. There you go.
I'm honored.
Yeah.
I'm honored. We'll have to download that.
I kind of want to call my dad after work and just be like, Dad, did you ever in your wildest dreams? Like, because remember, the Jetsons, they thought they were going to be flying cars at this point. But did my dad or anybody of that age or older think that could happen?
No.
You could type in, write me song lyrics, and boom, you get song lyrics.
I never thought I would have seen that.
Right.
Before all this happened, I never considered this is just something where you type it in 5 seconds, it can come up with something that
it's nuts, dude.
replaces any this is better than anything I could actually write. And I consider myself creative. I can do parody song stuff or whatever.
You had a nice Phillies pledge today.
Yeah, and I wrote that.
I just say that was good. I didn't sign up for it, but it was nice.
Fade up the music, hit the button, roll the tape. Sean's behind the glass, making sure there are no mistakes. Whether he's producing a show or chasing furry dreams, he's doing it his way, living somewhere in between. It's crazy.
This might just have to be the new open for headlines.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. There's got to be a band out there right now listening to the show, somebody that could put that together for us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not even a band. You don't need a band.
Yeah, I could just
there's got to be some way. I was just saying this in the hallway. There's a show that I listen to, and they have a parody song. It's a parody song open for something they did. And I meant to email the producer to say, did you do that with AI? And if you did, what did you use?
Yeah, what
it was too good. And I know it wasn't, they didn't hire a professional singer to do it. And it was produced really well. Now the production is one thing, but the singing is another. I know that they don't have some singer that they have come in and sing a back to school parody song for an open. But anyway, we got to figure that out. I'm going to send them an email.
Please.
That was great. All right, so and your club hurts, Rodman?
I'd say more objective club hurts, but I'm a fan of Jalen Hurts.
So, but I'm a fan of Jalen Hurts too. But so when we say objective club hurts, you say that because of why? I say it because the club hurts people are insane to think that there shouldn't be reason to question the Super Bowl MVP.
I think some people are over the top with it. I mean, Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback, but I don't necessarily think he's top 5.
Yeah. He's not top 5.
I know, and I think some people try to put him up there, and I think he's closer to like 10 to 12.
But here's the thing: Jalen Hurts wasn't built to be a list quarterback.
No,
he's a better football player than he is a quarterback. If you're looking to be dazzled by stats, he's not your guy.
No,
and he's lost the dual threat to where he's not running as much, so he doesn't do as much damage with his legs, which means he also has to do more with his arm, right? Because he's evolving as a quarterback. But there's and I won't even say it's an intangible; it's a tangible. There's something about how he can win games.
Yeah.
And it's not just because there's so much talent on the Eagles and all this other stuff. Yeah, that contributes to it, sure. But he's part of why the Eagles are winning games.
Yeah, but the reason why I'm club objective hurts is because we rewrote history in 2024 because Jalen won Super Bowl MVP. It was the Saquon show and the offensive line.
For sure.
Jalen Hurts, if I did the collective season and I'm ranking level of importance to the success, Jalen probably comes in at number 8. It's all 5 offensive linemen come first.
Right,
it's Saquon that comes before him. It's Vic Fangio who flipped the defense from worst ranked defense in the NFL to number 1 in less than a calendar year. Jalen Hurts, with all due respect, he does not come in not even top 5.
Yeah, the yearbook of the Super Bowl he does. But the Super Bowl is the biggest game of 19 regular season games and then the playoff games. And Jalen, the passing offense wasn't good during the regular season.
No, they threw the ball 15 times in a game against the Ravens.
Remember, they had the meeting, the offensive line had the meeting with Kellen Moore and said, hey, we need to run the ball.
Yeah.
So, but the O-line, Saquon Barkley, obviously. The defense, like you had said, I'm trying to think where. No, you're absolutely right.
He doesn't come in top 8, top 9.
So, but when needed in big games, he became a big piece of that,
including the Super Bowl. And the person that you're going to get to, the club objective or the guy that's anti-club Hurts, the way people talk about Jalen Hurts' accomplishments, they sound annoyed.
Well, his name's Mike Sando is he Athletic now?
Yes.
Sando, we're going to play it for you coming up next along with everything else that we missed because we have a lot to get to that we didn't get to on today's show. That is coming up. Don't go anywhere. It is Mark Salciunas.
All right, what's up, guys? Andrew, let's talk about some prediction markets, and Kalshi's the place to go for it. And we got bird season right around the corner. But you know what? If you don't want to wait until week 1 and you're interested about this weekend, it's joint practice week between Birds and New England. But come Saturday when the actual game kicks off, you could make a prediction that the Birds take care of business against New England in preseason week number 2. If you put down $100, you would get $167 as the payout if that does indeed hit, if your prediction hits. But if you don't want to go preseason action and you're looking more toward the regular season, well, right now it's trading at 69%. Nice. 69% that the Birds defeat Washington in week 1 of the regular season. That means a $100 investment would pay out $145. So you're making a $45 profit with the Birds taking down Washington in week 1. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your possession. So maybe what if there is an injury for one of the two teams before the regular season started? That 69% probability would obviously change one way or another. Just check it out on Kalshi. Trade the draft pick, the game, more on Kalshi. Download the Kalshi app and use code Fanatic to get $10 when you trade $10. Kalshi, Kalshi, trade on anything. You got to be 18 plus. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Kalshi products are not available in all jurisdictions. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
This is 97.5 The Fanatic, the radio home for Philadelphia. Marks and Salciunas are live on YouTube right now. Join the chat and give them your thoughts on today's topics. Here again is John and Andrew on 97.5 The Fanatic, YouTube, and the Fanatic app.
All right, we're back. Marks and Salciunas. Andrew's being silly.
Yeah. I'm being silly. I'm having fun with this chat GPT. It's a dangerous tool.
It's dangerous because that's all I want to do now.
Well, it's dangerous because I'm not using it. No, actually, no. It's safer because I'm not using it seriously.
Correct.
Like, there are people, my wife, that are actually looking for information through chat GPT.
Well, I do.
But it's wrong.
Okay, so here's what I've experienced. If let's say that we were going to do some type of a segment involving trivia or something like that. If you put in, I need 20 trivia questions about the Philadelphia 76ers from 1990 on, 4 of them will be wrong, at least.
Right.
So you need to actually go through and check it.
And now you're vetting chat GPT.
Right, but still it gives you some of it's good. I remember I was trying to do Flyers trivia, and it gave me like Mark Recchi had said he got traded to the Sharks. And, I'm not the biggest Flyers fan in the world. I was a bigger fan back then. I'm like, he didn't get traded to the Sharks. That's not right. He went to the Canadians. And I started looking at him like, this is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. And I was like, hang on a second. What's going on? But to your point, as long as you know that, I think it's all right. You know what it's good for? You said you're a cook.
Yes.
Recipes.
Oh, yeah, recipes are big. I did something easy with that yesterday. I did the Google AI. I just typed in,
same thing.
Boom, easy ground turkey recipe because it was like a last-second thing.
And it gives you it gives you a good, precise, good recipe.
And I typed in specifically with things that have at my house. Right, because I don't want a recipe that's like, oh, you need...
I don't have that. I don't have that.
Bok choy, you need quinoa. It's like, I don't have these things.
I Googled I made meatloaf on Sunday.
Yeah.
So I Googled a recipe because I was like, all right, I haven't made it in a while. Let me Google it. And the only recipes that were coming up were for 2-pound meatloaves or like 1.5 pounds. And I'm like, I didn't have 1.5 pounds. So I type in 1-pound meatloaf recipe.
It pops up.
And then, boom, you put that in ChatGPT, and it precisely gives you all the ingredients. So it's great. But anyway.
By the way, speaking of stories that I did not think were real, and I had to vet it, I called you yesterday. I said, have you ever heard this Richie Ashburn 2 foul ball story?
No.
And you said no. Sean, I doubt that you've ever heard of it.
No.
I never heard of it. So yesterday was the anniversary of something that happened in 1957. Credit Dan L. Captain on social media for posting it.
What's up, Dan?
Richie Ashburn hit a foul ball that struck Alice Roth in the face, breaking her nose.
Oh.
Medics placed her on a stretcher, and as they were carrying her up the steps, he hit another foul ball that hit Alice as she was being carried away, and it broke a bone in her knee.
That can't be real.
Broke a bone in her knee?
I said, this isn't real. I Googled it. There's a whole article on Forbes from like 10 years ago about the story of Alice Roth, who had a broken nose and a broken bone in her leg from 2 foul balls in the same at-bat by Richie Ashburn. I didn't believe it to be true, and then I read multiple articles on it.
But is the multiple articles all based on one BS story?
Maybe.
That's my question. I would need to read in detail the article with somebody's nephew being quoted. Is the woman being quoted in general? Well, that's very interesting. All right, so we have a lot to do here. So let's give me the AI stuff. You said you have text messages on the AI song stuff.
Yes, a number of people checked in. I think Jeff from Lumberton was the first one. He says they use the app Suno for music, and that's the same app that everybody has been SUNO.
Suno AI.
So that's how we could do our parody.
This is important. This is important.
All right, Suno, that's a good one. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, so we also had, you said there was a voice memo?
Yes, going back to our wrestling conversation.
All right, go ahead.
Hey, morning show. Yay, you have a show. I like Johnny Marks. He's pretty good. This is Jesus from heaven. Did you ever see my wrestling moves? Yes. I've, changed water into wine and threw it in the guy's face. Body slam. You should check me out. I'm viral on TikTok. Jesus matters.
Is that Philly Jesus or is that the actual Jesus?
That's a good question.
No idea.
Where is Philly Jesus these days?
I don't think he's been active on social media. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Probably not.
Yeah, is he done?
Being Jesus? I'm not. Yeah, it's a tough act
can you
to live up to every day.
Stop being that? Oh, from the Philly Voice in January of 2024, he became an Uber driver or a Lyft driver and was still dressed as Jesus.
No, that's.
And his reasoning was Jesus is taking the wheel, which is a country song.
Yeah, sounds about right.
How about it?
All right. There you go. Maybe he listens to 97.5 The Fanatic.
Maybe. What's up, Jesus?
Maybe he does. All right, so let's play this Mike Sando guy. He's talking about Jalen Hurts. This was on the Ross Tucker podcast. Here it is.
When you go through the Hurts, exactly where he's at in this thing, I mean, I don't think anyone above him is trading their quarterback for Hurts, and there's certainly no one in the league who's like, oh my gosh, we got to play Hurts this week. Necessarily, there's respect for what he's done in the Super Bowls, but also I think understanding that there's some limitations too.
Yeah, so I call total BS on what he's saying, and I think the spirit of what he's saying in general is, I understand. You're not going to trade Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, those kind of guys for Jalen Hurts.
Right.
But when I see names like Baker Mayfield ahead of Jalen Hurts on these lists, and that's what he's talking about. I don't know the exact athletic list because they all run the
I think he was around 17 too.
Yeah, like
on the athletic list.
Baker Mayfield, my ass, and I'm taking Baker Mayfield over Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
No, some of these other guys. Sam Darnold just won a Super Bowl. So I gotta put some respect on Sam Darnold. But like Trevor Lawrence, am I really taking Trevor Lawrence over Jalen Hurts? He looked great at the end of last year. I don't know, man. Trevor Lawrence is a loser.
Dude, Justin Herbert. You want to talk about a loser? Justin Herbert doesn't win anything. My thing, like, and again, I'm a club objective Hurts guy. When I hear Mike Sando say, there's obviously some respect for him winning the Super Bowl. Of course!
Not really.
But, like, the way they sound annoyed when they say it. They sound annoyed to have to give the guy credit for winning the Super Bowl. Of course he should get credit for winning the Super Bowl. He won Super Bowl MVP in the game. Like, Sam Darnold, great year last year. Great story, a lot of fun. He didn't even win MVP of the Super Bowl. Kenneth Walker did.
Right.
Do you know that he's 21st on the NFL top 100 players list, by the way, Sam Darnold? 21st.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Hurts was pretty high on the top 100 list.
56th or something.
So consider that compared to these other quarterback lists where he's 17th out of 32, and then he's in the 50s as far as top 100.
Yeah, but he might still be around 15th among quarterbacks.
Really?
Yeah,
by the way, I don't care. If you want to put Jalen Hurts behind 11, 12, 13 of the players, like Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is a regular season quarterback that can win you 11 games.
Right.
And I would never want playing in the postseason. At some point, is he going to find the perfect storm to where the Cowboys win a couple of playoff games? No, I don't think so. I don't think that's going to be the case. I really don't. And what does that mean? Jalen Hurts can play 5 games in the middle of an NFL regular season and look like he's not a starting quarterback.
Right.
But then he can play in the Super Bowl and outplay Pat Mahomes twice. So it's weird.
And they're annoyed by it. It's like, of course you have to give him respect for winning the Super Bowl. But,
Rodman, why can't we just get the quarterback that everybody universally agree, like a Pat Mahomes? Everybody agrees Pat Mahomes is great.
Because that's not in Philadelphia's repertoire. It's just the luck that this city has that there has to be some type of controversy.
We get a Super Bowl MVP quarterback that nobody can agree is good, and no one thinks he's good. We get a coach that people don't think he does anything. That's been 5 for 5 to play. Both of them.
Yeah. They've never missed the playoffs in all 5 years.
And nationally, no one likes him. Locally, everybody fights over him.
It's unbelievable. There are 6 quarterbacks ahead of him right now on the top 100 players list. They still have 18 players they have to announce. This list goes on forever, dude. Just drop it in one day.
See, that's why I don't pay attention to it anymore.
I thought it was done. I just checked, thinking, it's probably done by now. Nope, they won't be done until September 4th, first game, right before the first game.
Is that it? Now, do you like the Chris Sims quarterback list better than the athletic list, or
no? Because the Chris Sims list has absolute agenda to it, so I don't value the Chris Sims list.
Brock Purdy, Jalen Hurts. Do you think the Niners would trade Brock Purdy for Jalen Hurts? I don't.
I think any quarterback can win in that system.
Agreed.
I think I said they should not have paid Brock Purdy, and they should have just tried it out with Mac Jones for another year, because Mac Jones is costing them like $10 million, whereas Brock Purdy's now getting paid $50+. But that's a Shanahan thing.
Well,
that's
they're not winning again.
No,
not with Purdy.
No.
They've lost a lot. I mean, they're still a talented team.
Oh, it's the electrical substation, man. It's tearing that team apart.
It's got to be. Speaking of that, do you know where the Eagles, the NFL Future Power Rankings?
Oh.
They put it out there. So this is the next 3 years after this year. Where would you think the Eagles ranked on that list?
Wait, 3 years from now?
No. So it's 2027 through 2029, I believe, is the criteria. It's not this year. It's after this year for the near future.
Defense is young. I'll say 7th.
Number 2.
Wow, how about it?
Forget who was number 1. There you go. Well, I'll save this other one for tomorrow because the Nielsen has put out the NFL Fandom Index.
Okay.
Of all the different NFL teams, and they've ranked them by each team. And the Eagles finished behind the Cincinnati Bengals. So in other words, they're saying that locally the Cincinnati Bengals are a bigger deal locally than the Eagles.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, it's so silly.
Who wrote that? A guy that hasn't watched a sport?
No, it was Nielsen. It's the same people that do ratings.
So it's a ratings thing?
They have some jabroni came up with some formula to how they come up with it.
You know why? Because we actually go to our games and get together and watch in one house, whereas they probably all sit there by themselves.
I can't imagine anybody believes that the Eagles would be behind really anybody when it comes to locally how crazy we are on the team.
No,
are you serious? All right. Well, coming up next, talking about are you serious? I'm very sorry. We're late too. Coming up next is Brace and Dunne. Sean Brace and Ray Dunne. We are back tomorrow at 6 a.m. See you.
Now on 97.5